Answers and stuff here. Good morning, Legion of X. How are all the bottom of the glass nation people doing today? Look at me with my jacked up crooked hat, my gray t-shirt on, and hey, the date's right. If the date's right, then we can all proceed. Everybody raising a glass. All right, before we do, hold on, don't raise it just yet. There's a child present who has something to say.
Yeah.
I now present to you Gen Z Kid.
So I just wanted to, I don't pop on these live streams very much. I've been planning to do something more, but I've been really tired and really busy. But I'd like to mention something. I'd like to thank all of you guys, every member, every viewer. This would be really awkward if you're a new viewer and you don't understand like all the context. But
yeah, we don't make sense anyway, especially if you're new.
That's true. But I just want to say thank you to everybody here for babysitting my dad, for giving him something to look forward to at the end of the day. He really enjoys doing all of this.
It's a bunch of
bullshit. He tells me about all the stories of you guys. Oh, one time Two Bear was talking to me about all this stuff, and we were having such a good time. Oh, and then I saw Ace Diamond say this and whatever.
We'd actually like to get to the story part, so
Well, I'm telling you guys, thank you, okay? But yeah.
I don't need a babysitter.
But anyway, do you ever wonder what a Gen X thinks? Welcome to Gen X Talks. Welcome to the sponsored stream where Gen X Talks presents Gen X Dad.
Oh, wow. Well, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Get out.
Is that part of the script?
I don't know. I just was making it up as we go.
Oh, yeah, it's right there.
Yeah, okay.
Well, you ad-libbed correctly.
I did. I ad-libbed correctly. That's a first. Okay. Anyway, so that's what I was starting off with. There's Gen Z Kid, and he has his chores, and he has schoolwork that he has to get to. Yes, he's on spring break, but he still is keeping up his studies, so his mother will be happy, and everyone will be pleasantly surprised when he actually passes the class for the first time all year, won't we? Yeah, we all will. I literally cannot go back to everyone who's been in here. I'll briefly run through. We got Ashley and Two Bear, Mrs. Fort Watton, Pauline, Mrs. Nolan Void, Phil Wilbur, Ace Diamond's here, Harley, bump, 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 Laura's in the house, Ricky Fatboy Baker, and marvelous Mrs. Miranda. Thank you so much. Who else am I missing here? Robert Scott, Barry Dano. Barry Dano is back again. Bump, 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 bump. Tugboat, 420. Bump, bump, bump. And we're talking back and forth. Good job there. Robert Scott, you guys keeping each other company without me. I'm not even around. And I'm not missing anybody. Look at, I'm saying the names correctly. D3's here. Don't. Tomash is here. I didn't think he's a long way from Israel. I don't know if he's going to, doesn't he have to work? I thought Tomash had to do some work in there. Just one more showed up. Ruth Paul, Phil, that's a hard one. John Broder's Beautiful Disaster. We'll be listening for a bit, but she has to walk, Sadie. Beautiful Disaster will listen to the entire program because she will put it on her phone with her headphones on while she's walking her dog. That's dedication. Yes, it's severe dedication. Who did I miss? I did Robert Scott. We did I Hates here. Didn't mention him till just now. Talked about Tugboat, just one more. Bob's your uncle. Just so you know, Bob's your uncle. After a lengthy email that we got from Bob, Uncle Bob from Texas is the official uncle of Gen X Talks. He is now everybody's uncle. We all now have an Uncle Bob. If you had one before, now you have two. Joe Haney, I didn't want to read it, Joe. I didn't even want to read it. I don't even know what you did. You sent $5. You turned my whole screen teal. So I got to look at it, but it's going to be something about the goddamn goat. Isn't it? It is. It's going to be about the goat. When this goat actually shows up, I'm afraid for it because Joe has just been all over this damn goat since day one. Goat's not even here yet. Goat cheese. Can't believe I forgot that one. Joe wants the goat to have a taxidermy visit when we're done. He wants to make goat steaks when we're done. I don't even know where to go with this, Joe. I don't even know what you're talking about. I can't even imagine that stuff. I mean, I can imagine it, but I can't imagine you doing that. David Faulkner's around. It says morning all, so he must be in a different time zone than me. And we're scrolling. Ace Diamond, we talked about him. Everybody else, who did I miss? They kind of get everybody here. Jake Hagelstein, that's a new one for me. But he's around. Ricky Martin. I always wanted Ricky Martin to be my fan because I've always been his. Oh, where do we go? All right, so can we Dirty Knobs? Dirty Knobs D3707 cat. Michigan. That's a tough one, even though it's a simple name. Michigan. Salty Ragu. Can't hear Kayla Diego Rojas. All right. I pretty much covered everybody there. Josh French, I didn't want to miss you too. So moving along here. Hold on. Screen turned orange. I got to say something. Dilly the guy. You're awesome, man. You and your son. I love how quick-witted Gen X Dad is. And I genuinely have improved certain aspects of my life from listening to what he says. Please keep doing what you do. Dilly, that is probably going to be the nicest compliment I get all night. Everyone's going to be ripping me to shreds on what a colossal screw up I am. That's the nicest thing ever. We should just close out the program right now. We should just shut it off. That should be it. We should just say good afternoon, good evening, and good night and call it quits, because that's as good as it gets right there. All of you extras that have been here all this time, joining me going over the cliff. Is anyone going to be that nice? No, not one of you. No. And you know why? Because you don't think I deserve to be treated nice. You think I'm a jerk. And to be fair, well, I am. But it takes a while to get to know me to understand that I'm a jerk. You can't just make that qualification in a 60-second TikTok video. That's not fair. It takes people a long time to figure out that I'm not a nice person. You can't just make that judgment over one video. I don't think that's fair. I think you're being rude when you do that. But Dilly the guy, he's my man. He got my back right now. $20 bill. All right, Ace, got you. I got you. Bottom of the glass member Ace. Okay, everybody, I'm going to scroll to the bottom now. Two Bear, don't start with the boob thing. If I start drinking in the boob thing, it takes me down a road. Let's not do that. Oh, wait, hold on. Beautiful Disaster said something. I'm not missing that. Dustin Greenslade. Dustin Greenslade, $2.79. Thank you, Dustin. I'm going to put that in the drink fund and the whiskey fund. I'm sorry, that's where it's going to go. Unallocated funds go there. Oh, Devin SS gave me flowers, hearts, and kisses. Well, thanks, man, or woman, or I don't know. I'm assuming you're a chick because I'm a guy and I like girls. I don't prefer men. I prefer guys. Although, if I do attract men to give me flowers, I understand that. I mean, I'm an attractive man. I understand if you feel the need to present me with gifts. Well, it's okay. It's all right. It's not your fault. I mean, look what you're up against. It's not a bad thing. Justin Turner. Oh man, if Justin Turner, $2. Ever heard of a stump broke horse goat? No, I have not. Justin, you're going to have to elaborate a little bit, my friend. There's something I don't know. All right, so wait, scrolling down to drink. We're going to drink, and then we stopped drinking, and now I want to drink again. Actually, I want to drink for the first time. All right, so Miranda says you can turn it down. Okay, right now, raise a glass. Just make sure I'm not drinking alone. I already know that Two Bear's got his glass up. Two Bear's got his arms tired of waiting for me to drink. He's probably already taken his drink and poured another one. So I got you, Two Bear. But come on, man, let's get going here. This is a double shot for me out of the truth glass. Come on, somebody, tugboat's there. Your Uncle Bob's got me. There's Ace and Joshua, Trash for Life. There we go. Come on now. Jake's got his glass up. Here we go. Now they're coming in. Now on my screen, they're rolling in. You guys probably saw them before me, but there. Now we're going. All right. So to the Gen X Talks channel, to Gen Z Kid, to the Legion of X and the Bottom of the Glass Nation, to all of the extras, the General is giving you an order. You have to drink. I know you don't want to, but that's an order. Take your drink. All right, here we go. Where are we at? We got stories and stuff. Emery, may the Schwartz be with you, General, and the Legion of X. Bull packed and fallen in the ranks. Well, grab that bull. Don't forget your ladder. Join the ranks right behind me, Emery. You can fall in. Justin Britt, $9.99. He's flying high, so am I. Bradley Wellington III, if you please. Good evening, General, and cheers to all. Since you said General, Bradley, you can fall in the ranks right behind me. They're filling up, but you're more than welcome. Aaron Ferguson, are you afraid of snakes? No, I'm not afraid of snakes. Not even a little bit. Not even the ones that I should be afraid of. I promise you, I am at that level of stupidity that even the snakes that I'm supposed to be afraid of, I'm not. Now, I take that back. If they're in water, like snakes that swim just do not make sense to me. And that bothers me. So let me clarify that. I'm not afraid of snakes at all, except for the ones that go in the water. That's not natural. Bradley Wellington III. It popped up on my screen again. Same message there. Thank you. All right, we're scrolling down to the bottom here. Okay, I have some stuff I actually have to say. I know you guys got a bunch you want to say, but in the spirit of I'm supposed to be saying stuff here. I think I should be saying stuff here. Come on, I saved that thing. Where'd it go? There it is. Okay. All right, so pay attention here, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people of all ages, and everyone out there across the Armed Service Radio Network. We tip our hat and say thank you. We're big fans. Okay, the bottom of the glass, shot glass. I don't know if Ali's got that up for you. J-Dog, member for 2 months, got his new sticker. Good job. I noticed a bunch of you have the new logos for the second month. We've only had the thing open for 2 months, but you get the new little logo that goes by your name. And there's one after that, and there's one after that. Some cool stuff. Gen Z kids got a lot of those. Anyway, the shot glasses, the numbered limited edition shot glasses. Believe it or not, there's still a few left. We only posted it to members only in YouTube and on Patreon, and then we talked about it in here, and that's it. So there is some. Ali put the link on there, but that's it. There's not a ton left. There's some, but if you want one of those and you want it to have a number, you want the numbered limited edition thing on there, BOTGN, part of the Bottom of the Glass Nation, go get it. And people, I saw some stuff in Patreon. People say, well, don't order a bunch. Let it go around. Don't be selfish. Yeah, I don't care how many you order. Order 20 for all I care. Mrs. Fort Watton ordered 10. God bless her soul. 2 people ordered 6. So there's not a, they're going. They're almost done now. I think by the end of tonight, if you wanted it, you click on it and it's there. There now. A couple of you repeat offenders around here. A couple of you extras. You emailed me or texted me specifically and said, pull one aside. Your paycheck's coming in and credit card stuff, and you have money. All right. I pulled 2 or 3 out for that. I did. But the rest of them are up there. Once they're gone, they're gone. Just like you guys missed the truth at the bottom of the glass, highball glass. Those are gone. And that was it. This is another one of those. I'm not buying a bunch more. I told you that. These are numbered. That's the deal. All right. Also, supposed to remind you guys that we're all showing up in Vegas for if Raimundo Cortez, I haven't seen him in here in a few live streams. I'm sure he's very busy, but he's putting on a feast for some of us. And we're supposed to go to that. And while we're there, only 25 people can go. The 25 is already picked. Sorry. But we're going to be in Vegas. So on April 29th, which is Friday, we're going to be at the Red Rock Casino. No, nobody knows we're coming. The Red Rock doesn't know they're coming. They don't have a special section for us. They don't have anything. We have to go into a bar, probably in the Lucille's restaurant, because in that bar area, the kid can be around. And we'll be in there for a couple, 2 hours, meet and greet. And then we'll all go out to one of the big bars, the Lucky Bar, or the sports book, somewhere out there, and we'll hang out. And I'll wander around. I'm not just going to sit on a throne in a corner and let everybody come up and pay homage to me. Oh, that would be so sweet. The Vito Corleone treatment. I'm going to walk around. I want to meet everybody. I want to shake hands. I want to find out where you're from. I'll do the work. You sit there. I'll come to you. I'm not kidding. This is selfish. This is for me to meet you guys. I know you guys think, oh, we're going to go meet Gen X Talks. All I'm thinking is all the names in here and the people that write emails and make comments. I'm thinking I get to meet some of you guys. For me, this is a very selfish treat on my end. I promise you. Cheers says she loves to kiss my ass candy. That didn't go over too well. Nobody really bought those. Nobody really liked them. We gave a bunch away. Nobody cared. It's a novelty item. I'm sure it doesn't taste good, Starburst or anything, but thank you, Cheers. It was pretty funny though, wasn't it? It was worth looking into. Okay, so 2 more things. Now, don't start getting in a panic. This is a ways away still because the dates haven't been finalized. But we are on the West Coast. We are doing this meet and greet in Las Vegas. However, there is a date coming up where some big creators, bigger than us, are and there's a band with an album release party that's going to happen in Oklahoma. Now that's a little closer to some of you. That's like in the middle of the country, pretty much. So coming up at some point, and I'm not sure when. It's not going to be this summer. It's probably going to be fall. I'm going to say for the fall. I'm guessing that is, but it is happening because this is a big production for them. They put a lot of money into this, and it looks like, and we're still working out the details. It looks like they're bringing all of us out there. The whole Gen X Talks crew is going to meet in Oklahoma, and it's going to be like a 3-day event. It's going to be at a big arena, and there's going to be music and bands and other creators there. They're going to be doing their thing and selling their stuff and walking around taking pictures and all that. And today I discussed with them that this big arena, when you're kind of getting everybody going before the bands come on, I promised them I would do a stand-up comic thing for 10 minutes. I've done them before in my past. I haven't done them in years, but I don't mind. I'll do a tight 10. It'll be fun. It'll be worth it. I'll make fun of myself as much as I will you guys, but mainly you guys, because that's easier for me. So yeah, it's going to be, I don't know the dates when I figured out everybody can show up. I don't even know that it's going to cost to get in. I think it's just, you just got to get there and get a hotel room for a few days and hang out. But this is going to be a big, 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 big event. I don't know how many people will have coming there from our end. If we give you 6 months notice and we plan out a bunch of stuff, we'll give away a bunch of t-shirts and everything and hang out. I kind of got a feeling that we might have a pretty good turnout, just because I think like Oklahoma City or that area is probably, it'd probably be as easy to fly to as Vegas, but I think a lot of people can drive that direction too. You could get somebody to drive up there in an afternoon. I don't know. Maybe I'm talking out my ass, but that's going to be a big, big, big event. And it's not just us. You're not going there for just us. There's a lot of other people there, and the bands that are going to be opening and closing for this. I think it's going to be a 3-day event total. And we're scheduled to be part of the festivities every day. So as long as I get to hang out with you guys and do some stuff in there, that's going to be great. So whatever we do, we'll do some. If we're going to do merchandise for there, we'll make sure we bring a bunch of cool stuff that has to do with that day. So you can say you were there that day with us. We were there with you. And believe me, I'm going to have you guys sign every t-shirt I've got because you guys take the time to go there. I want something to remember it by. So anyway, that's going to be an Oklahoma gig, probably. We'll give you guys months and months notice. And if there's a chance you guys can come by even for an afternoon or a day or just go one night, I think it'll be worth it. I think there'll be a lot of people that can make it to the Oklahoma gig that couldn't make it to some other stuff. So just letting you guys know, the details are getting worked out. That was on the horizon today. I just had 2 phone calls about it today. They were lengthy. And so I know it's happening. I just don't know. I don't know that I can give you enough. I can give you more than that. So yeah. Ace Diamond, then you need to be in Vegas on April 29th, because there you go. Okay. So Allie's probably writing this down. Allie is pissed because I also spoke to Allie today and I never even mentioned this Oklahoma thing, and she's just absolutely losing her mind. She's writing so hard right now to yell at me when this is all over. I'm just thankful that she hasn't screamed at me right now. Check my phone. Nope, no yelling at me. No, I didn't the Google chat thing. Oh, Allie, I don't even know if I can do that real quick. I don't want to take away from the deal here. So let me try, see if we can do it. Screen and Google chat. This is how Allie contacts me. And I can't tell if I am I there? Am I? There we go. Okay. I think Allie and I are on the same page. I will try. Okay. Now back. So anyway, finishing out with Miss Fort Watton. I'm going. Mrs. Fort Watton says, hold on, let me catch the member there. Chad Young, welcome to the Bottom of the Glass Nation. Boy, you just stepped up for the prime seat, didn't you? Chad, you just got right out in front there. I'm sorry, man. I mean, you know what? When a school bus is going through the mountains and it's about to just head over a cliff, it turns a corner takes a corner too wide, and you can't quite stop. You can't quite turn into the skid. And the bus is going over the edge. And what do? You join the Bottom of the Glass Nation, the top tier. You wanted a front row seat. Well, welcome to it, Chad. You're in it now, baby. Ain't no getting off this bus. Mrs. Fort Watton, I'm going to wait for your East Coast premium along with No Go at Josie Wales. I don't even know. Look, it's going to take a miracle of nature to get my fat ass to Oklahoma. I know there's a way I'm going to go to the East Coast, but that has yet to be determined about me. Remember the steak tour? That's going to happen, but that's just me wandering around the East Coast aimlessly in a Yukon XL. That's literally what I'm going to do. I'm just going to drive around. I don't even know where I'm going. I have no schedule, no time, no commitments, no dates. I'm just going to take the kid and show him a bunch of cool stuff. And yes, that is a lot how I vacation. I know you guys want to plan stuff out and where you're going to be, what you're going to do, what you're eating, what time, that's really not my gig. I've done that. But that's not how I just drive. I look at a map and I see signs and I want to go. If I want to see the world's biggest ball of string, I'm stopping. All right. I may even have to find the world's second biggest ball of string to compare the two. That's right. I do my homework even when I'm on vacation. Okay. So what else was it? There's notes I got to get to, you guys. Relax. Okay. This is kind of an odd one, and we'll see how old you guys are. And Joe Haney, I have a Yukon XO. Good, Joe. I need to borrow it for about a month. Oh, Joey says we got to get you on a plane, Joey. You know I don't fly. I told you the Phoenix story about me flying. Flying for me changed after that day terribly, and you guys know it. Okay. Bean says, please come to Boston, bro. Mad stuff to show the kid. I know. You guys got the coolest history down there. Philly and Boston. I know. I want to go bad. I do. Beans. I do. I want to. Okay. So, how many of you?
Is the year name?
No.
Okay.
Not giving your phone back.
Okay.
But if you want to go in the game room, you can.
Okay.
I'll call you when I'm done.
Sorry for interrupting. I just wanted the
You just wanted your phone back.
No. I just wanted the yes or no.
No, I'm being a horrible dad. No.
He does this sometimes. I'm not trying to interrupt his show here. I'm trying to be respectful. I'm like, hey man, am I allowed to have my phone back? He goes like this. I'm going like, yeah, yes or no, like yay or nay.
He did it quietly. He went like this. He picked up his phone off screen. He goes,
and he goes like this. Quiet. He goes, so guys, I'm just. It's like, why would you do that?
Because it's a death stare, man. Don't talk about your phone.
I did not feel like I was gonna die. I felt like I felt like you were ignoring me and making.
I'm looking right at you. How could I ignore you?
No, there's a difference between ignoring them and then there's like a disrespectful.
Who looks at someone and ignores them?
Me in my math class. I do that.
You look at yourself in your math class?
No, I look at my teacher. I'm like on my phone. She's giving a lesson. I already know what's going on, and I'm just like looking at her like.
We're off the rails. We're off the rails. Okay, the train took a left turn. It is now going down Broadway because we're not even on the track anymore. This is Barry. I'm gonna click on Barry. Dano's $5, and he's gonna go get your shit together. Barry Dano, don't forget you said you were coming to Southeastern Ontario for steak and Canadian whiskey. I'm gonna have to just plan it out for be gone for 8 weeks and just slowly go across the country, do live streams while we're driving, and anybody who wants us to come by, I'm there. I will come by. I'm not only am I not a proud man, I'm a selfish man, and I selfishly want to meet every one of you. And I'm admitted I'm selfish about that. I want to shake hands and put a face with the name and say thanks for watching, and tell you how much you guys mean to me too. I'm selfish, but I get it. I'm selfish, and that's it. We should make a glass that says I'm selfish. Oh, where to go from here? All right. Joe, you sent me an email. Cool, man. I'll check it out. I can't do emails when I'm live though. Can't do them right now. Don't turn the stare on us. I was, and that was for the kid. It's one of these. You got to add the nose thing. Ready? What? Do it one more time. Ready? You catch that? That's how I do that stuff. It took a long time to perfect that. Don't think that came overnight. I didn't just empty out the box of Cracker Jacks and unfold a piece of paper and I learned how to do that. No. That came with a lot of slaps in the face because the only person I could try it out on was Gen X mom, and she got tired of it. But I persevered. I stuck it out, and here we are. Ace Diamond, come visit me in Blythe. Barbecue and drinks at my place. I might just do that. Barry Dano, yeah, you just want the free steak and whiskey. Perhaps. Barry, I'm not turning down free steak and a whiskey. You out of your mind? You see how big I am? Do you think I miss many meals? No, I don't think so. All right, so this one's gonna put you guys back and old people. Yeah. Just talking about old people right now. Old people things coming. How many of you remember the radio talk show? I think it started back east and then it got syndicated, called Opie and Anthony. You guys might remember them. They were big. I think it was in the 90s. They got in trouble. They were some of the original shock jocks. The stuff they said, the stuff they did. They ended up getting canceled. They got kicked off the air a couple times that I know of. Then their show got big again and syndicated when what's the one in your car? XM radio, and the other one came out that they did. They got back on that, and then anyway, they're split up now, and they're still friends. It looks like. But Opie does a show over here, and Anthony does a show over here. But same type of deal. They're still pretty popular. Anyway, the reason I bring this up is that the booking guy, the producer that works with the Anthony part of that show, emailed a few times, and I finally emailed back and said, "What do you want?" And he's like, "Hey, man, I said, yeah, okay, whatever, dude, I don't care." And I finally decided to be nice about it. And I returned his email. Actually, I sent it to DJ Wendell in Oklahoma, and they're working out. I guess there's a chance that we could be on his show. So from Opie and Anthony to whatever he's doing now. And I guess he's got a small syndicated program. So it's not, maybe it's a smaller market. I don't know. I'd do it. I don't care. I'll talk to somebody. So yeah, there's a chance. If you guys know who Opie and Anthony is, the Anthony, there's a chance that this may work out to be a gig. And if I get the opportunity to go on that program with the kid, then I will let you guys know when and where to tune in. And then I'll probably get him kicked off the air again. I'll probably violate some rule and we'll all be done. Phil Wilbur put in $5 for the Gen X Talks Tour 2022. We should get t-shirts. We should get concert shirts. You know, those 3/4 sleeve, the colored concert shirts. Yeah, we should do that. So anyway, if you guys know who Opie and Anthony is, I just thought I'd mention that there's a chance that they could come that way. I'd love to hang out with those guys if it comes to fruition. Then great. So just so you know, that's a thing. It's a real thing. I wouldn't bring it up if it wasn't. When I tell you that the Joe Rogan thing is not a real thing, it's just wishful thinking. That's because it's not a real thing. It's wishful thinking. It sits over here. We like it, but it stays here. This is more one that's concrete where there's some conversation going on. This happens during the day when I'm awake and there's phone calls and emails. This happens when I'm sleeping, dreaming of something I'd like to go do. And there you go. Oh, Robin Philby, I'd love to see a poll of your viewers' ages. Yeah, they're old. They're all old like me. They give the kids some statistics every now and then. He'll tell me, he goes, "In, you had 98% of your followers are men and 2% are women," which I find horribly, horribly wrong. I believe I have much more appeal and offer to the opposite sex. I don't know why, but I feel I do. And so I think that number is slightly misrepresented, but he's probably right. And the age group that we get analytics on says like 25 to 45 is the number. And I feel that's wrong too. I think they're a lot older. Fernando, Whiskey Fun Bud, thanks for that $5, my friend. Two Bear, party in Blythe with the barbecue. We'll be ready in the bottom of the glass. Well, you're not too far from there. What are you, Two Bear? You 2 hours away? I'm probably, if I went the back way, I'm still probably 3.5. We could go. We could do that. That'd be cool. We can, Gen X Talks could just invade Blythe. We could double the population. Oh, man. Randall Boy, do I have to spend money here to get my message? Randall, just you. Yeah, everybody else gets it for free. But Randall, I'm not reading your messages unless you pay. It's got to be $100. All right, Randall. So don't just talk in here again. Unless you have $100, Randall, you're not allowed to speak. I'm sorry. I have developed standards over the past few months, and this is one of them. Romy's here. Hey, Romy, how you doing? I missed your comment earlier, I think. So we're scrolling. Our Cabin in the Woods, 61 male. Yeah. Gary Cruz is the old guy winner. How old's Gary Cruz? I didn't see what he said here. 45. There's your poll coming up. Now you ask for a poll. Everybody's chiming in. I'm 54. I was born on Christmas Day in the year of our Lord, 1967. Ace Diamond, party at the river. No, Ace, you said it was party at your house. Oh my God. Yeah. Gary Cruz, what I win? Nothing. What if he actually donated the $100? If Dilly, if he actually donated that, I'd shit a purple Twinkie right here on stage in front of everybody. Okay. So hold on, you guys are Alpha Wolf. Now that I see you in here, I've been waiting for you to show up. You know, the preview to tonight's episode that was up on YouTube said psychological nudity. And Alpha Wolf rolled back and she said, it's all fun and games till the pasties fall off. I've held that in my head the whole time waiting for you to show up because that's what you wrote. Don't deny it. You wrote that. I saw it. Okay. All right. Here we go. Miranda said she likes to party at the river. You know how much trouble we would all get in? Jeff Niles, he's almost exactly 1 year older than me, a little year and a couple of days. Do you realize how much trouble we'd all get in if we actually all of us went to anywhere and partied? I'm a little worried that things are going to get out of control in Vegas. I really am, because, well, I don't care. That's why. So yeah, somebody wrote. Oh, you know who wrote? Who's not in here tonight? I haven't seen him. Michael Roeder. Remember Michael Roeder? He's been in here a bunch. He wrote me. He goes, General, I understand the rules that what goes on in Vegas stays in Vegas, but could you guys please do a live stream from Vegas for those of us? Yeah, you know what? The kid may could walk around doing a live stream, introducing who's there. If you want to be said something by name, and I would think that's cool. I mean, to an extent. And then when things start to get crazy, and as she says, when the pasties fall off, the cameras need to go away. But also, Gen Z kid's going to be spending the night at his brother's house. I got my oldest millennial son lives in Vegas now, just moved there a little bit. So, we will be kid free. All right. Mrs. Fort Watton got half the purple Twinkie money. And Gary Cruz is 64 years young. You are Mrs. Fort Watton. I swear, one day you are going to be the death of me. You and I are going to go round and round in here, and I don't think I'm going to win this, just so you know. I really don't. Oh, my God. I know she wants those stories again, too. I wrote Two Bear, boobs without the pasties. I know. Boy, you know what? I'm not even drunk, and I just about reached for my phone. As soon as he said boobs without the pasties, I almost did it. My God. All right, you guys, don't leave me hanging here. This is for the meet and greet in Vegas. This is for everybody who's showing up. These are for all the cool stories that we're all going to have and never share as soon as the Vegas trip is over, April 29th. Raise a glass right now if you want to be part of it, or you at least want to hear the story when it's over. Right now. Who's with me? Oh, Lionheart, Ricky's in, Ace Diamond, Bob's your uncle's got coffee, Uncle Bob. There we go. Now some people are interested. Oh, now that it's Vegas and pasties and boobs now and drink, now we're drinking. I got you. You are a sick, twisted bunch. Every damn one of you. You over there too. In fact, especially you over there. You know who I'm pointing at. You. Here we go. All right, let me go back to my notes. Let's go. Oh, Frank Bleep put up a bunch of juice boxes. Frank, is that because you're so old? We're all kids to you? Is that what it was, Frank? You put a bunch of juice boxes up for us? You passing them out? You going to serve those juice boxes to all of us from your windowless white panel van? Yeah, near the park? Is that what you're doing, Frank? Oh, my God. Randy, we're not talking about boobs. It was one comment about pasties. This is not the boob channel. I swear to Christ. I mean, I wish it was, but it's not. All right. I know you don't drink, so you're giving us juice boxes, Frank. I saw it. All right. Where's my notes? What else am I talking about here? Okay. Where am I? Okay, so I got it, you guys. Can I say something here, you guys? I got it. The boob thing. I got it. Everybody likes boobs. Nate likes boobs. I got it. I like boobs too. You guys, come on. Okay, so here we go. Hold on. Brandon Mitchell, $5. When are we going to get to hear some of the Al Pacino impressions? I don't. Okay. All right, Brandon. If I do one, I have to qualify it. I have to clarify it before I do it. All right. I'm not going to do like 6 or 8 of them. I'll do one, and then we'll see if you guys are even interested. Okay. And this is actually a cheat Al Pacino one, because like I did with Forrest Gump, I'm going to cover the screen because I don't look like any of these people. I can't. When I had no facial hair, I could be like Jim Carrey and I could contort a little bit and at least pretend I'm looking like that. But I can't now. So this one is Brandon. It's actually, do you guys know who Bill Hader is? Saturday Night Live, does all sorts. He's great. I love the guy for impressions. And he got his job on Saturday Night Live. One of the things he did for his audition to be on Saturday Night Live was he did an imitation of Al Pacino, and he just made up his own quick little one-liner. So I will do that for you. If I don't, I usually have to practice it 3 or 4 times, and then it comes out halfway decent. but I'll do it once because I'm drinking and I've been drinking, and I'm going to have to take another drink because I don't want to do this. I'm going to drink one more time. Okay. Al Pacino, Scent of a Woman, Scarface, Godfather, all that. Bill Hader's little interpretation of it, he does it so good. There's no setup. You don't need a setup. He just does it, and you're like, oh my God, that was Al Pacino. I have to paint you a small picture, or you're not going to get it. None of it's going to sound like Al Pacino. So this is Al Pacino walking into his kitchen, talking to his housekeepers, his staff that's at the house. All right. And he's lecturing them on some of the rules. This is just a real quick one. So turn up your speakers because I'm only doing it once and it's not going to be that great. You ready? All right. Let me tell you something. If I walk in to that kitchen and I see a cantaloupe on that table, I will lose my mind. All right. That's all you get. It wasn't that good. Come on. I'm waiting. Anybody? When am I coming to Texas? Don't make room. Say hello to my little friend. Who's Al Pacino? Great. All right. I got one. Nope. See, Terry M said I didn't do it. It's not bad. See, that was kind of Al-ish. Was that not Al-ish? It was Scent of a Woman. It stunk. See, Edward, that. You didn't need to tell me that, Edward. That wasn't nice, but it probably did. All right. I wouldn't quit my day job. Okay. I told you it wasn't that great, and I had to practice it a bunch. You guys caught me off guard, but it's better than nothing. It's not like I sound like Fred Flintstone. You know, I didn't confuse Al Pacino with Christopher Walken. You know, it wasn't that far off. Okay. So there you go. Hey, Ricky said I nailed it. So that's good. For all of you who haven't heard Al Pacino in a very long time, then it was spot on, and you know it. All right, so we're done with the impression stuff. Come on, guys. So I got an email. I got a few emails. It was which one? There was two of them I was going to talk to you about. There's a lot of people, and I'm going to say Gen Xers. Their parents are boomers. And there's this tension between parents, which there always is between kids and parents. But it seems like there's a ton of Gen Xers that are writing emails to me or making comments on videos. And they're like, how do you get past or grow the relationship with a boomer? Because it's always like they're withholding until you do what they want. And I thought about that. And there's a ton of boomers that withhold money from us Gen Xers, and I'm going to give you money. You don't do what we say. You haven't lived your life the way we said. Of course, I'm not going to support your lifestyle and your recklessness. And of course, you're out of money. Well, I'm out of money all the fucking time. What are you going to do? Or love. I can't tell you how many people say, my parents won't love me. My boomer parents will not love me, never tell me they love me because I have not lived my life exactly the way they want. And I don't mean that you have some alternative lifestyle and they don't approve. No, it can be as easy as I told you to go to business school and you didn't. So we're done. I wanted you to go to college. You didn't. So we're done. And it's almost like that's not a far-fetched reality. And I know I'm generalizing because, of course, not all boomers are like that. But that stereotype, that's pretty accurate from what I've seen. There is a whole generation, and I'm speaking to the 50 or 80 emails of the people that are watching that send me. They watch the show, they don't really comment, but they watch the program, and they're always asking me. So now I'm telling you, because I don't want to write 80 emails. I'll just tell you. I hate to say this, but I'm going to give you some inside information too. Here's the part that I hate to say. It's their loss. It's their loss. That's one. But what I mean by that is I have something to back that up. Because when you have the kids, you have the grandkids, you have the little family unit, of course, you have to go there for Christmas and Thanksgiving and holidays. And you gather everybody up and go. And it's a beautiful, wonderful time. But you know there's going to be this underlying tension because you didn't do what they thought you should do planned out in your life. And boomers are weird about holding that over your head. What's the phrase you always hear from boomers? Oh, You had so much potential. You wasted it. I have never seen more wasted potential in my life. And I would tell them, well, you need to get out more because there's a lot of people that have more potential than me that have wasted it. But that's a reality. That's a thing that boomers, they withhold the full-blown love. They don't quite, hell, I'm proud of you and all, but you could have been, I could have been more proud. I could have loved you more if you'd have just done this. And the same with money. It's like, hey, I want some help buying. Oh, well, if you'd have just done what I said, you wouldn't need to ask me for money because you would have. I don't get why that's a common theme, but it's a pretty common theme. However, what they don't want you to ever know is they need you more than you need them. Now, listen to me, and you may have to say this out loud. It's funny how when people pass away, how they're remembered. So if someone passes away and your boomer relatives are here and you're here and you point out the person just passed away and you go, that person's gone now, and the only memory they're going to have is what we all say about them. And they were selfish and they were arrogant. They were kind of assholes. And that's what we're all going to say about them till the day they die. And sometimes your boomer parents or boomer relatives, aunts and uncles, they'll agree with you. Yeah, they were. It's kind of, and you point out to them, say, well, all we really have, all of us, all we really leave behind on our legacy is how people talk about us. And they're going to talk about us by how we all behaved. And the boomers often go, oh, yeah, that's true. And then you look at them and go, how's everybody going to remember you? You prick. All of a sudden, they're like, oh, how are people? They can't carve it into their gravestone. I'm a nice person. Just ask me. No, they're going to rely on everything that you say, your kids say, the relatives, aunts and uncles, cousins. When they're gone, it's what everybody says about them. And guess what? There are people that we all talk nice about. There are people that we genuinely miss. When they're gone, we're heartbroken. And we miss them, and we wish they were here. And we say wonderful, flourishing, nice things about those people all the time. But when you point out to those certain boomers that you guys are writing me about, when you point out to them, they're probably not going to be the nice comment. They're probably going to be, what have you carved out for yourself? Don't pretend you can act this way, and we're going to say all the things this way. No. Whatever you carved out, we're going to repeat. I'm telling you, there have been some boomers that have changed their thinking. They have. They don't want to be remembered the way they're acting. They want to. They're the type of boomers that as they're dying, they grab you by the shirt and go, okay, now we're cool, right? I love you, you love me, and everything's good. Now when I go, you're going to say the nice things, right? Psh, psh, psh. Listen to me. You're going to say nice things, right? Well, that's a little late at that point, isn't it? Perhaps. So, to answer all of those emails on my dumb, lame mechanic opinion, you have to, if you're having a problem with those boomers because they're withholding money and withholding love, remind them that the only legacy that they're going to have is what you say, what everyone says around you after they're gone. And ask them point blank, what kind of legacy did you carve out? Because you're kind of a jerk. And all you do is walk around lording over everybody. Well, then that's how we're going to remember you. What do you want? They need you to have a better opinion. And sometimes when you remind them of that, they change their mind a little bit. I'm just saying, it's a thought. It's a choice. Maybe you can take some of that and weave it into your own words and your own situations. But I'm not wrong on the total picture that they need to be shown. They're carving this out. Look how we talk about all these other people. Some are really nice and some aren't. Remember Uncle Joe here? He was cool and everybody loved him. Remember her? Nobody liked her. Then they start to go, holy shit, that is how people talk. And then they start evaluating. Then you can. I'm just saying, there's a chance you could do that. Okay, that answers like 85 emails. Scrolling to the bottom. Sorry if that was an off-topic thing, but I can't help it. If we're going to go off the rails, then who really cares what we're talking about? Huh? Does it matter? If the asteroid is actually coming, okay, and going to hit the planet, who cares? Talk about whatever we want. Oh. Boy, Allie's just either not doing her work or she's leaving a lot for me. You guys are writing paragraphs. I want to participate. Remember, keep it simple in here. I can't. It's really hard to read the whole paragraph and comment. I'm trying to, you guys. I can read them when I'm done, when the live stream's over, and go back and read stuff. But right in here, this is a tough one for me, you guys. It is. Boy, nobody's talking about it. You guys are all talking to each other. So, Mrs. Brandy, my mom is my best friend, but worst enemy at the same time. My dad has never been very nice to me, but is a damn good provider. Yeah. And Miss Brandy, then I'm glad you have a best friend, but I know exactly what you mean about best friend and worst enemy. Boy, you couldn't have put that better. And I could spend 30 minutes with a paragraph and a story, and it's still not as good as what you wrote. Really. Okay, so what's the matter, you, General? Have you ever disowned a kid? Yes. Now that you bring that up, one is kind of reversing itself. What's the matter, you? I will tell you. I had one kid who got I could tell you stories about forever. Okay, I'm not going to preface it with cliches. I had one son who called me on the phone. I had to kick him out because he was smoking meth, or he was smoking meth or smoking something. It was bad. I don't know what it was. I'm not a drug guy. I mean, I go by. All of my drug knowledge comes from Breaking Bad. Okay, but it wasn't blue. Anyway, so I had to kick him out, and every place he went and lived, he got kicked out. Finally, he was down to nothing. He'd lost his car, he'd lost his job, he'd lost all this stuff. He was actually in the neighborhood putting bags of his clothes, hiding them in bushes. So he had no place to put his stuff, and no one would let him in because he became a heavy drug addict, and he was a heavy problem. Every place he lived turned out to be a bad situation. Anyway, one day he called me, started arguing with me on the phone. And I forget the exact context of everything, but all of a sudden he said, "If I ever see you in real life, I'm going to put you down." I said, "You're going to put me down?" He goes, "Yeah." I said, "How is that going to happen?" He goes, "I'll take my 9 and I'll put you down." I said, "Okay." Now, I wasn't cocky and arrogant, which I really wanted to be, because I know that he was messed up in the head. I know he had a gun, and I know he was in the same town as me. And it wouldn't take much for his confused ass to show up and catch me off guard and pull his quicker than I could pull mine. That's the truth. So I remember at that moment, I told him, "Change your last name, lose my number, and never talk to anyone in my family again." And I hung up. Now, things have changed a little bit with that particular kid. I still haven't spoken to him, but Gen X mom has been talking to him. His brothers and sisters, he's still on drugs. He still asks for money, but he is not in that rage that he lived in back then. So at that moment, I would guess that's a disowning. Yeah. But I would probably take that back if things progressed. Just so you know, to be fair, I'd probably move my position on that. I think the way he is coming around, it's maybe moving the needle a little bit for me, which I don't mind. So there's one. The other one was a daughter who I've told you guys that I put her out on the curb in the rain in January, and she was 6 months pregnant. And I said, "I don't care where you go. Don't come back in my house." That's how bad it was with her. It was literally, I thought she was going to burn my house down. So that's probably the only one that stuck with me. And I didn't verbally say I'm disowning you, but I've never, everyone in my family, my children said, everyone knew. It's like, don't even talk to this one sister for a while, or Dad will smash our car windows. Dad's pretty mad, and she did screw all of us. So there was, I think the whole family, out of respect for how I was feeling, distanced themselves for a little while. Now they all talk to her again, except for me. So in my mind, there's a line in the sand, but I've never told my kid. In fact, I've said out loud, "You guys have whatever kind of relationship you want with her. Just leave me out of it. I'm not telling you how to live your life." I think they did it for me in the first month or two out of respect for me. And then they gradually started going, "You screwed up," and talked to this, but I don't, those 2 times, the daughter I'm referring to, no progress has been made in 5 years, 6 years, none, not even a little bit. My son has been, like I said, I think his pendulum is starting to swing the other way, and that's good. So if you ask, that's a very weird question. What's the matter? I don't mind answering you. You guys know a lot about my life, but that's really close, and it really got drastic. And this is after they got kicked out of the house and all sorts of stuff. But it's tough. It's tough when just because we're family doesn't mean I have to accept what you do. You can knock on my door. My kids will knock on my door and say, well, I'm your son and you have to accept me. So I'd like to come in for Thanksgiving dinner. And I'm like, yeah, but I don't accept the drugs. I don't accept the violence that you do towards other people. I don't condone any of that. And unfortunately, when you walk to the door, you're bringing all that with you. So sorry. I've done that before too. And I'm not saying that every parental decision I was genius and I was right. I'm hoping that I had a measured response at the right time, but I don't, there's no instruction booklet, as we've talked about. Sometimes Gen X mom has calmed me down. She physically walks up to me sometimes, pulls me aside, and she does this on my chest. I'm not kidding. She does this and she looks at me. She goes, okay, calm down. And she rubs the outside of my chest like, you need to relax. You're going overboard here. We need to handle this a different way. Whatever it is. She's done that so many times, I can't even count. Why is my nose my mustache is itching. Stop it. Whoever's doing that. Voodoo doll. Yeah. So Gen X mom has calmed me down and changed directions. But yes, sometimes I've had to get to that point. So there you go. Mrs. Fort Watton. General, scroll back to the super chat from Hawaii. We have a new winner. Kenny Deathridge is 77 years young and rides a Harley. Scroll back to the super chat. All right. Did I miss something there? I'm sorry. I was talking. Fucking nose. It's hurting up here now. You know what I did? I think one of you has a voodoo doll and stabs me like in my face with needles. I think that's what happens. All right. I'm going to scroll back now. Let's see if Allie has not said anything in Google Chat about anything I've missed. So I'm thinking you're wrong because Allie would have been all over that. Young Wilson, aloha from Waikiki. Keep up the great wisdom. Young, thanks for $1.99, man. I'm going to put that in the whiskey fund. Ace Diamond, drunk and stupid is no way to go through life, son. Really? Because my kids are really good at that. Bill Rabbit, yeah, but the boomers made us responsible, respectful to our own person. Yeah, I'm not disagreeing with you, Bill. I'm not saying that the boomers didn't do good and right by us. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that it appears with lots of boomers that if we didn't follow their plot for us for life, they begin to pull back and withhold a bunch of stuff. I mean, Bill, do you see where I'm going with that? There's a drinking game out there about me, and I've just about had it. I don't want to tell you guys. I'm scrolling back up. The 77 years young thing. I'm trying to find it. Do you guys find it? Can you guys see where it is? I'm lost, you guys. I want to say that I'm trying to find it. I don't, Mrs. For what, and I know you're saying it's there. I believe you. I just don't see it on my screen, and I'm scrolling around trying to get there. Okay. Okay. So, all right. Yeah, we got a little sidetracked by you guys on conversations, but I'm always happy to answer, so I'm good there. And I don't know what else I missed, but I will go back to my notes because I had stuff to say. Hey, Allie, thanks for backing me up there. I don't even know if Allie's still here anymore. Oh, you guys always want those Southern California stories. I'm not so sure this is a Southern California story. I mean, I don't think it's unique to just Southern California. I would say it's suburbs is a story. Joe Haney, $5 for Allie working hard. Joe, I haven't seen a comment from Allie in 25 minutes. I don't even know if she's still here. She's probably passed out on the couch with her cat. Literally, I'm not wrong on that. That's like her life is just hanging out with that damn cat. I'm not lying. Oh, emails and shot glasses. Is that where she got? Bum Fiddly's time in it. Okay. So what was I saying now? Hold on. $10. Big Dog Dipper, 69. All right. I have so much respect for you, my man. You remind me of my father when he died. He died when he was 8. You remind me of my father. He died when he was 8. I'm going to assume you meant that when you were 8. What are some of your favorite songs of all time? You probably get this all the time, but I just found you. I don't know, man. My favorite songs. I'm kind of weird like that. We talked about this a little bit. Big Dog. I get in a mood. I get in a mood where I will have, I can be listening to REO Speedwagon all day. And that's my favorite song of the day. It's something I pick from them. Then I can go to Styx. I did Kansas, go to AC/DC. I can listen to some Kiss. It's whatever mood I'm in. And I literally will tell, I have Alexas and things around the house. No, I'm not talking to you. Shut up. And I will tell them to play random songs. I go shuffle songs from 1982 and just listen. I would shuffle song from 1978 and just listen. There's a ton of stuff. So I don't know. Today I got hooked on Hotel California. That was my day. Big Dog. I hope that gets me. Thanks for the $10. I'm putting that towards the kid. Joe Haney, Whiskey Fun. Thanks, my man. Finally, something without a goat in it. Matthew Plummer said $5. I appreciate that. Oh, where do we go here? Matthew Plummer's $5. I saw a blue one come up. Was that Ace? Did Ace have something in there? I might have missed it. I'm looking around real quick. Ace Diamond, Animal House, Dean Wormer. Yeah, that's right. That's a plug on that one. Okay. So what does that say? Bad Reality is rated by The Greatest Generation. It was frustrating, but now that I'm older, I really see why they consider The Greatest Generation. I love The Greatest Generation. They were The Greatest Generation. You know they're changing the name? Do you know that there's liberals in Congress that want them not to be called that anymore? I don't know why they care. They're almost all dead. But they lived as children through the Depression. They fought World War II. They had the prosperous time in the 50s, and then they had Vietnam and the hippie generation. Their kids, the long-haired hippie Woodstock, peace, love, they had to deal with all that. They had to deal with the segregation with Martin Luther King and Malcolm X getting killed, and the race riots and stuff. They did all that. They parented during all those times. You don't want to call them the Greatest Generation? Yeah, they're trying to change the name. I even knew what it was. I can't think of it right now, but how disrespectful. And, everybody comes along now and they want to name themselves, Generation Y, like, well, we're millennials. And then Gen Zs, they're calling themselves something else now. You know what? The Greatest Generation didn't call themselves anything. They were named it. And that's how it works in the world, You get named something. You don't classify yourself as that. LeBron James walks around now, I think after that last championship, yeah, I think that's when I became the greatest of all time. You don't name yourself that. You shut up. You don't call yourself that. You let other people do that. Then you've arrived. When other people start giving you a title and giving you recognition and giving you those props, that's when you've arrived. Is it that moment? Greatest Generation was the Greatest Generation, period. I'm never going to let them change the name. I don't care what you say. I don't care if it's politically incorrect. I will never disrespect that generation for what they sacrificed and what they did. Okay, scrolling on. Joe Haney, back to the goat giblets. Got to be consistent. You got to stop, man. Okay. Listen, I got another story I'm going to tell you, but is that the silent generation? No, Doug. The silent generation is an overlap. I've learned. You basically have the Greatest Generation, Boomers, and Generation X. Okay, just picture those three. So the silent generation overlaps the end of the Greatest Generation and the beginning of Boomers. There's a little pocket in there, and you can do that with any of them. They call the end of Generation X and the beginning of Millennials Zennials with an X, not a Z. They have a generation there because there's so much like Generation X, even though they're technically millennials. They're early millennials and they're Zennials with an X. We even used to have T-shirts on the website that said "I can't help when I was born," and the millennial is crossed out with a big X, and it reads Zennial, and that's how they identify. That's what the T-shirt's for, was to say I'm a Zennial, I'm an X millennial, I'm that way. Well, the silent generation is not a boomer. No. And the silent generation, the people that I've known, are much more Greatest Generation acting, behaving, and thinking. They really are, for the most part. So there's that for what it's worth. British Dragon, you don't choose your names. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why I can't walk around saying how great I am. I'm not allowed to. I want to. I probably deserve it. I mean, handsome and smart, but nobody gives me that title, so I'm a little frustrated. I know the rules. I can't name myself. Damn it. Freaking sucks. Yeah, I said it with a straight face. I made it all the way through to the very end. Oh my God. Joshua Danley for 2 months. We're a micro generation general. Yeah, there definitely is overlap, and they've named them. I didn't name them the silent generation. Somebody did, but it's good. I'm in. I get it. All right, look. So we have to move on. We do. I'll tell you what. Block parties. The block parties. 29th, we did that. The notes here. People have said, yeah. Boy, some of these are really long conversations, and I don't know that I'm drunk enough for them. Okay. Where should we go with this? Where do you guys want to go with this? I'm going to pour myself another drink. It's only 8 o'clock. We've only been doing this for an hour. I'm feeling good. I'm not out of breath. Yeah. And there's just stuff. You guys had questions about things. So, okay. Well, since you brought up Larry Bird and some other stuff, real quick, I want you to listen. Even if you don't like basketball, please just listen to this real quick. Even if statistically someday, this is my own thought, I'm the first person that I know to ever say this. So listen, there's a guy on YouTube named Jimmy High Roller. If you love basketball, this guy is a god among men. Jimmy High Roller is a god among men when he does his basketball videos, his analogies. I've never seen anything like it in my life. It is so easy to follow with charts and graphs and slides, and the stuff he does is just 100%. He brought up maybe LeBron James will be Michael Jordan's 100% greatest of all time. And he was in the league, 13 years or so? What if LeBron James is 95% for 20 years? Maybe his statistics will finally beat Michael Jordan. And Gen Z Kid is the one who came to me with this. In fact, it was today or yesterday. He says, Dad, at some point, LeBron James is going to statistically, numerically beat Michael Jordan. He will have more of this, more of that, higher percentage, longer, more rings, more games. And I said, yeah, so? And he said, you'd have to admit at that point that LeBron James was the greatest basketball player of all time. And I thought about it for half a second. And I said, okay, now this is the money shot here. Write this part down. Someday, LeBron James may be statistically the best basketball player of all time. But he will never be the favorite. Yeah. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. Okay. The superintendent, $9.99. My grandma is 94, and she is the greatest ever. She had plumbing, and now she has an iPhone. You know what? Yeah. It's funny when I talk to kids and I say, well, this was before the internet. I had a kid over. I have a friend of mine that you guys are going to meet sometime. His nickname Shockey. And he is one of the most hardcore left, liberal, Democrat, hate Trump kids you've ever seen in your life. And he's 22. And he was sitting here talking to me the other day in my living room. He had his was relationship questions and stuff. We talked for a long time. I'm not going to go down that road. Never mind. I don't want to go down to politics with you right now, but we'll just skip that for the moment. Well, the brief part was I told him, well, before the internet. And he kind of looked at me and said, yes, I was alive before the internet. And my parents were alive before they had, TVs and color TVs. Now we got TVs in every room in your house and it's on our phone. There was a time when you were rich if you had one TV. It's just anyway, I'm going back. Okay. What'd I miss? Pauline, raising a glass to Gen X mom. All right. Pauline, since you brought up Gen X mom, I'm going to raise a glass to her too. Anybody who's been following along for the past year or so, who knows that I have a wife who I've known since we were 5 years old, our 5th and 6th grade class pictures, we're standing in the same class picture. We've known each other a long time. And her caliber and her quality. You've heard stories, her wild stories, and you've heard her heartfelt stories. That she beat leukemia. It's been a long road for her, and she's a wonderful human being. I mean, she'd have to be to put up with me. Let's be clear. Right now, she is sitting at her mother's bedside watching her pass away. And now she's waiting for it because the mother has been, I don't know if it's a coma or asleep, but she's non-functioning. So Gen X mom and her brother sit at her bedside and wait for their mother to pass. It's a horrible thing to watch them shrivel up and get all sucked in, and that was the love of your life, especially for my brother-in-law. That's his mother. And my brother-in-law is one of the coolest cats on the planet. And that's got to be difficult. And not only does my brother-in-law have to watch and endure that, he has to comfort his little sister, my wife. There's a lot on that man that no one's taken into consideration. But we're talking about Gen X mom, who has been down there the better part of 3 or 4 months all the time. And this last one, she's been gone 2 weeks. And all she's doing is sitting at the bedside, crying and waiting. So yes, when you want to raise a glass for Gen X mom, I thank you for that. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for thinking of her. Thank you for bringing that up, because that's what she's doing. And I was going to bring it up earlier, but we're talking in another direction. But now that you brought it up, for Gen X mom, I hope that the pain and suffering for her and her mother pass quickly, and we can just have good memories. Everybody's got stories on that. Every one of you, they lost mothers and wives and family members. Frank Blee's in here all the time. Frank, just we all know it's a public thing, but he's on Patreon with the rest of us in a special group over there, and he had to bury his wife 2 weeks ago, I think it was. You talk about that being fresh in your mind. When you see the name Frank Blee on here, you should do yourself a favor and pay attention to that man. He drove all the way across the country with his kids for a new start with extended family after he had lost the love of his life. Yeah, that's tough. When you see Frank's name in here, say something nice to him. Yeah, you should. Mrs. Fort Watton, the toast choked me up. Well, then I did something right because, you guys know that none of this stuff is scripted. Whatever just comes to mind, whatever you guys say, you guys don't script what you're going to say, and I don't script we just go for it, whatever comes up. So, Dan Pierce right there, I sat like that with my mom and held her hand till she died. It was really so sad, but I feel her pain, but it looked like it was hopefully she's in a better place. And you guys having condolences, that's one of the last times that Gen X mom's mother, we call her Bima, call her Bima because she drank Jim Beam. She's a wonderful lady. That's my mother-in-law. But one of the last times she was awake, Gen X mom told her, says, I've walked you to the gates of heaven. You have to go the rest of this on your own. And now she's been laying there in that bed for 3 days, not leaving. Oh. Mrs. Brandy, I find it very weird when Gen Xers call their parents mommy and daddy. What do I think? I don't know. Call them what you want. I think at some point when you get into your teens, you stop calling mommy and daddy. But who am I to judge people on what they call their parents? I mean, if it makes you uncomfortable, then I don't know. Just like when people get offended, I say that's your problem. Grow up. Miss Brandy, I'm not being offensive to you, but I would say, hey, I don't care for it, but I would never even raise an eyebrow if someone did it. Suck it up. It's their relationship. Who gives a shit what they say? Oh. All right, I'm trying to scroll through here. Don't. Ace Diamond, I lost my father, John Hughes, in 2012. Fucking gun punch from hell. Yeah. Wouldn't it be? If you lose your dad, especially if you're close to him, that's not even that long ago, man. I know it's 8, 10, or 10 years ago now, but Ace, man, I've met you in real life. Tell me that's not, I'm thinking about what you look like right now and just picturing you being upset by that. It's got to hit you hard. It does. Okay. So what did I miss? Where are we at here? Oh, you guys are killing me. Matthew Plummer, listen to the man's advice and stories. My father installed the same values in me. I'm 39 and almost 40 this year. There's there's definitely a pattern um, of people my age, and we're not all the same, and we're very different in a lot of respects. But there definitely is a vibe. There definitely is some common ground, some common sense. Common sense. Yeah, the kid just did an ambush video about me. I don't think you can use it, but he did it on common sense. I lost my shit. Sorry about that. But there's definitely a feeling and a vibe of uh, an age group. We all grew up on the same music, on the same movies. We all grew up with the same toys. Um, we all watched the same teams win baseball World Series. We will, whether you're a fan or not, you watched it. We all watched the same things on the news. You know, we all watched the space shuttle Challenger blow up. We all watched 9/11. We all watched Mary Lou Retton win and get a gold. We shared so much history, all of us, and people get amazed that we stick together on stuff, and people get amazed like, "Hey, your dad's just like my dad." Yeah, well, we were all raised the same way. The thing I don't like is when younger kids jump over us in politics and in political correctness, and they're 17 to 22, and they jump out in front and say, well, we're making these laws and making these rules. Like, whoa, you've been on this planet 5 minutes compared to us. You just got here. You barely looked around yet, and you're going to start making changes. You're going to make changes for us. No, you don't get to jump to the front of the line, and all they do is scream louder. Internet, social media allows them a big bullhorn. Doesn't mean they're right. It means they're loud. Sorry, getting off on that again. I'm trying not to do that, and I keep doing it. All right, you guys. What? Zoe left? I didn't even know Zoe was here. Did I miss her? Somebody said goodnight, Zoe. And yes, I do remember her being here now. Harley Davidson wrote me a paragraph. Damn it, Harley. At the time I was married, my wife told me she was pregnant, 12 a.m. June 6th. And at 1 a.m. June 6th, I got a phone call saying his papa passed away. It was about an hour and he'd passed, they said. That's tough, man. That's tough. All right, so here we go. What do you guys want to hear next? Let's change the topic. Okay. We've done the part where we understand where we're at and people that have gone in before us, and we're still here. So have a drink. We're still here. I will tell you something. Here's one for you. We're talking about block parties. So I'm not going to scroll down here. I'll tell you about block parties in a second. Actually, that's not true. I'm going to tell you about block parties right now, and I'm going to get back to you guys talking in a second. You guys always ask me about stuff from LA and Southern California. And I was going to tell you before, I don't think this is a Southern California only thing. I'm going to guess this is a suburb thing. But do you guys know what a block party is? And I don't want some weird street definition of it today. No. A block party back I'm guessing it went back even to the 50s and 60s, but I was alive for the 70s. You would put cones out and you would literally block off a chunk of your street. And people would bring out picnic tables and they'd do fireworks. Everybody would bring out a bunch of food. If someone was in charge of hot dogs, they bought 300 hot dogs out. If someone was in charge of watermelon, they'd slice up 50 watermelons. If someone was in charge of steaks or something, they'd start cooking up steaks and the grills would come out. And literally all the kids would go play together and the adults would talk and they'd all share their recipes for macaroni salad. And it was a way to keep your street, your community bonded together. You knew everybody on your block. You knew the names, where they worked, what their cars was. You knew their kids' names. You knew their problems they were having. They knew your problems. You guys were all there for each other. I think the last block party I attended was probably in, I don't know, 82. That was the last one I ever saw, ever. But I remember them because they were special. And I remember hearing about them before I even went to them growing up, because they were a common thing in late spring and all the way into the end of summer. Block parties are something you threw together and you looked forward to. How many of you live in a neighborhood where you know everybody in your block? Look down your street right now and tell me, you can see 15 houses on each side of the street. Tell me you know more than 4 or 5 people. I don't anymore. I try to, but I don't. That was something that happened back then that people enjoyed doing. You didn't have to go do it. It wasn't a requirement. You did it because you liked it. You did it because it brought everybody together. And on our block parties, people that we thought were odd and unusual, like, oh, stay away from them. Ooh, they're weird. And then you have a block party and you sit with them for half an hour, and all of a sudden you're like, oh, they're totally cool. Not what I thought at all. It used to happen all the time. Yeah. When I become president of the United States, I'm going to have mandatory block parties. That was a big thing back then. You guys asked me about those stories. That's a real thing. We really did it. And I'll tell you what even happened towards the end there was that we would have little baseball games against the other street. They would do their block party and we would do ours, and we'd play baseball against them, or do some, the men of the two streets would do horseshoes against. That was fun. Why not? Friendly competition. Everybody knew everybody. It was fun. I don't see a block party happening. We did one here in my neighborhood about 7 or 8 years ago, and we're at a cul-de-sac, so we didn't really do a block party. We just put cars out there and blocked it off because we said so. And we had a bunch of barbecues and a bunch of people playing basketball. One time. That was it. It's good though. Made me feel good. So my kids have actually said they can actually say they were part of one. And it lasted all day and into the night. It was good. All right, so there you go. All right, scrolling back down. You guys, so see, some of you remember. There's some stuff in here. See, there's a few in there that remember that kind of stuff and what it did and how it. See, I'm not alone on there. I'm not alone. Just like I'm not alone with Opie and Anthony. You guys know that stuff. And Clayton Cook, I knew almost all the neighbors when I was a kid living on a gravel road. It's not like that now. I know we knew everybody back then. I knew everybody's name up and down the street. Iceman, General, I might be banned, but we need that back. We need the back block parties. Yeah, I think it'd be great. American Boy, I vaguely remember. God damn, my screen jumped on you guys. I'm sorry. I've been so good about that, and now it's doing it again. Damn it. Alan says block party in Las Vegas on April 29th. Yes, it is. SP General reporting in. Sir, I don't want to be a dad, but if I get a son, I will name him after you. I identify you as my unborn son's biological grandfather. Keep up the great work. SP, I don't think I received a nicer compliment in the last 10 years. Thank you for that. Chad Young, thanks for the shout out. Longtime listener, first time member. You remind me of that older, cooler brother of the 80s. Awesome content. Thanks, Chad. Appreciate you. I like, it looks like you got a presidential seal on your little chingaderas right there, and I dig that. Yes, I said chingaderas. That's an 80s word. It's a generation that you're not Gen X, you can't say chingaderas because you don't know what it means. So shut up. All right. Bump. It jumped again. I saw some purple hearts and it jumped. God damn it. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm trying. All right. So, Mrs. Fort Watton, what was the questions you had for me? I'm drinking enough now. I've induced my memory to the point of where I can answer your thing. Hey, look who's here. John Stephenson, $20. That guy is becoming an unofficial sponsor of the program, whether he likes it or not. Dig his logo to the JS. Thank you, man. $19.95. Harley Davidson, another $10. Hey, if that's SoCal Gen X, is that right, Gary? It could be an isolated term. Are we on the same page on that, Gary? I'm in. If it is. All right. If you guys are going to drop a couple dollars, here's the gig. The goat thing for the kid is coming right now. That's like right after spring break is over. I got to go sit through the lectures. We have to purchase the goat, vet the goat. There's one of you in here, and I won't give his name out right now, has offered to sponsor a big chunk for the goat if we do a live hot sauce challenge. There's a show. I've seen parts of it where they do hot sauce stuff. So as soon as Gen X Mom gets back up here, it's just a thought. I'm not giving his real name. They're going to get together and lay out a program. We're doing a live stream where the kid and I have to do the hot sauces, and we have some hot sauces that I haven't even opened yet because I'm afraid of them. There's one. The top one I think is 9 million Scovilles. It was $102 for 1 ounce. and hasn't even opened it yet. So anyway, the goat's coming. He's looking for sponsorships for the goat. Anything you guys want to donate for the goat thing, Ali's keeping track right now. We're going back in there. He's trying to raise money for this goat. It's an FFA project. He wants to do it really bad. I told him I'd help him out with it, but I told him he also had to earn some money. So that new lawnmower that I got, he's literally going up and down the street. Can I mow your lawn? Can I mow your lawn? Can I mow your lawn? He's working at it. He's doing it. He's pulling his weight in his grades. But, the goat does cost money. And I told him, I said, you're going to have to work at this. You guys have donated some in the past. We got a pile of money going for the goat. With the veterinary, the food, he's got to go over twice a day, once in the morning, once at night. I got to drive his dumbass over there so he can tend to the goat, walk the goat, keep the goat clean, and he has to train the goat. And no, I don't know what training a goat even entails, but he has to get dressed up and in his uniform with a leash on it, walk the freaking goat around an arena. And do you make a goat trot, stay, sit? I have no idea what you do to a goat. My one daughter was an FFA for years, and she did pigs. I get the pig thing. You just walking around and point, and it's fat, and it wins. But the goat thing, I have no idea what happens here, just so you know. So if you don't designate where the money goes, it's going to go to my drinking fund because that's very important around here. But if you do donate to the goat fund, the kid's going to know, writing all the stuff down. The kid, $2 here and $2 here adds up. Goat food, I think, is going to be expensive. I've never had to buy goat food before. Harley Davidson, go back and find the Purple Hearts, General. Go back and find the Purple Heart. Oh, on the screen? All right. Hey, I will. If he asks, I will go. I mean, if Harley says something, I will go look. Purple Hearts, Purple Hearts. It jumped on me. I said I just saw it, was going to read it, and then it jumped. I'm looking for the Purple Hearts, Harley. I'm scrolling back. I'm ruining the entire broadcast right now to look for the goddamn oh, there it is. Laura, I'd like to see you shit a 7 purple Twinkie. That'd be perfect. Laura, you just took the perfect and the Twinkie thing. You combined it to one of the kids' stupid ambit. Laura, we're not friends anymore. Now, we might be by the end of the broadcast, but right now, we're not friends. And neither is Harley for making me go look for that shit. Bill Rabbit, Buford food donation. Now grab that glass and tip it. All right. Bill, I'll do it for you because you donated $5 to Buford the goat. I forgot I forgot he named it that. We don't even have the goat yet. What if it turns out to be a girl? Buford the girl. I've had worse dates. All right. Now, here's what I'll do. Woo. Feeling a little ripe. Pour the drink right now. Because when I feel like drinking, I won't want to take time to pour it. But right now, I'll pour it ahead of time. All right. Here we go. Harley, my donations for the kids' goat. That doesn't get you out of the woodshed with me, Harley. Harley, we're going to have to get on our bikes. We're going to ride up to Kernville. Beautiful canyon ride up to Kernville. Beautiful up there. Little town, Kernville up there. Huge history. We'll sit outside. We'll have a drink, and we'll get some lunch. We'll talk about your behavior tonight. Oh, what am I doing? I've been drinking. All right. So anyway, yes, if you're going to donate to Buford Drink, I did, Ace. I just freaking drank, man. I can't keep. I will in a minute. Look, Ace, I love you, and it's $2, and I'll drink the $2. But I just drank again, and I'm already buzzed. I'm already lit. I'm really close to saying shit I shouldn't say. So $2 is not going to push me over the edge and say shit I shouldn't say. All right. So where was I at? I was going to say something important here, and then you guys got me all cattywampus. All right. So, yes, if you guys are going to donate to Buford, give as much as I love drinking, and I want I need the whiskey fund. I'm telling you that you got to go that direction a little bit for the goat. That's something's real important to him, and he's working on it. And you guys know he's a good kid. I'm more of the asshole, and he puts up with me. $10 to get Harley off of his timeout. All right, Two Bear. If you want Harley off his timeout, then I won't give him a lecture. But he's going to be pissed that we're not riding up the canyon and having lunch in Kernville. He is. Mrs. Fort Watton, the proposal story. Okay, so you do know, Mrs. Fort Watton, this is not a non-sexual, nothing naked story. Right? Okay. Ace Diamond says, Balderdash, drink. He's calling me out. I'm not doing it. All right. I'm not scrolling right now. The Mrs. Fort Watton brought up a story, the proposal story. All right. So Gen X mom, I've known her my whole life. Her family's known me. I've known them. Our families knew each other. Small town area in the San Fernando Valley, very tight knit. So everybody knew everybody. My mother had her own little beauty salon for a few years. And so for Buford or the Jack Fund, well, hey, William Wallace, tonight that $10 is going towards Buford. Kid need all help he can get with that fundraising for his goat. So I'm going to donate that way, my friend. Okay. So small town, and her parents did not like me. Her mom probably just didn't care for me too much at the time, but her dad hated me. Her dad did not like anything that I stood for. He was very happy when she was dating football players in high school and she was going to marry a pilot. He couldn't have been a happier dad. And I was the guy who got kicked out of the private school twice. We've already talked about that. And I was the leather jacket, fast car guy. And so I'm not saying that I tore up their front lawn, burned out with my Mustang. Somebody did, and they blame me. So whatever. So that's how that went for a lot of years. And for some period of time in the beginning, she went off and did her own thing with guys and I think girls. When I came back into the picture, just one more for Buford, the fainting goat. Yes, one more for him. When I came back into her life in more of a serious nature, her father still didn't like me. He didn't want to talk to me. He wanted anything to do with me. So I knew that it's a long courtship of stuff. We were 1,000 miles away. I had already been married and was getting divorced. And let me back up. I'll give you some inside information that I wasn't going to give anybody. We were talking when we got reconnected because we were far apart when classmates.com came out. And I just learned how to run an ad on Classmates. And I said, hey, here's 6 girls that I knew from my past. Where are they? One of the girls contacted Gen X mom and said, hey, this guy's looking for you. Now, she had just ended a marriage and moved back home. I was trying to end my marriage. And I remember her one time saying, would you leave if you're going to get divorced, would you get divorced and leave your kids and be a weekend dad? And I said, no, I would not. I was not willing to do that. I knew a lot of guys that did that. They lived their own life. They had girlfriends and houses and they had boats and hot rods and did their thing. And they saw their kids on the weekend and stuff. I couldn't do that. I wasn't that guy. I wanted my boat and I wanted my Harley. I wanted to do my stuff, but I couldn't imagine doing that without my kids. It just didn't work for me. Not that you had to do that. I don't care what you did. I'm just telling you what worked for me. And I remember telling her no. And I knew she was going to hang up and never talk to me again because she wanted to be married again. She wanted to have a husband and she wanted to be a mother and a family. And she was living at home with her kids. And I knew that's what she was looking for. And I knew I was giving her the wrong answer. Later in life, she confessed to me. She said, do you remember the night we're on the phone and you told me you would not leave and get divorced if you couldn't keep your kids? And I said, yeah, I thought you were going to never talk to me again. She goes, no. She goes, that was one of the moments I knew you were the guy. It's like, oh, far out. That was one moment. Then, as it turns out, sometime later, the woman I was married to she got drunk, started smashing everything in our entire house. And I mean, everything. I gathered up all the kids. I had 3 foster kids and all my kids. I put them in one room. I put headphones on each one of them. I stood outside the door and just made sure that she couldn't get to the kid. You want to smash everything? Go ahead. And she did. And then she got in my face and slapped me and screamed and yelled and broke things. And eventually took one of my vehicles and drove off we were living in Oregon, and she drove off to California to be with her family. So I cleaned up the house and talked to all the kids, put them to bed. The next morning, I changed all the locks on the house. I went down and filed for a restraining order. The cops came out and saw what's going on, gave me one, and I filed for divorce. That moment, I filed. And there was a bunch leading up to that, but never mind. So I went back in. The first person I called before even my mother, who lived in the same town as me. I called Jennick's mom and I said, just so you know, she smashed everything, filed a restraining order, changed the locks, filed for divorce. First words out of her mouth. Now, before I tell you what she said, we hadn't physically seen each other for years and years and years because we were 1,000 miles apart. She still lived in Southern California and I had moved to Oregon. You with me? But we had talked so much. I can't even tell you, thousands of minutes a month. And I just said, hey, you're my first call. I said, I'm going to call my mom. But by the way, she's smashed, gone, everything. I filed for divorce. And she said, marry me. I wasn't even divorced yet. I just filed for divorce. But she slid her name right there. And she goes, I know I would make a good wife for you. I know you'd be a good husband. Marry me. And I could have done the Joe Cool. Haven't got divorced yet. Haven't even sowed my oats. I haven't seen my options. I got to let everybody know that I'm available coming soon. And I didn't. I didn't do that. I said, I know you would make a good wife, probably better than I deserve. I said, but I'm not even divorced yet. And she just took it in stride and we began talking. But when it came time, this was probably over a year later, when it came time for me to propose, I remember 1,000 miles apart. I said, hey, it was on a Friday. I said, I just had a bad day at work. I got all the kids at home. I gotta, I need to crash. I'll catch you in the morning. She goes, okay. I packed everything up and I started driving all night. Put all my kids in the back. I could have taken my kids to my mom's, but I didn't. Took all the kids, even a foster kid, drove all night. Got all the way down to Southern California, got a hotel room. I knew her routine. I knew when she woke up in the morning. I knew when she showered, when she did her coffee. She got the kids, went to school, and when she got to work. I knew the whole thing. So as soon as she left the house, I got all my kids up, fed them breakfast, and we trucked over to her house. And I knocked on the door, and I said to her mom, she goes, oh my gosh, what are you doing here? And how are these kids? I said, you know why I'm here. I said, I want to propose to your daughter, and I'm here to ask permission. Our mother was crying, and she was all excited. She let all the kids and me inside the house, and we're in the living room talking, standing there, and the kids had never been there before. They're a little nervous. They don't know what's going on. I said, just relax. Everything's fine. They trusted me completely. And so they loosened up a little bit. There were some toys that kids play with, and they were playing with those. And the mother was just like, oh, it's going to be great. I know everything about you, and it's going to be wonderful. And she's told me so much stuff, and I think this is great. I said, okay. And then her dad walks out. Now, her dad has never liked me since day one. Didn't like me that day either. And he was 6'5", a Navy man, built the SR-71, carved out his own life, had his own opinions, didn't give two shits about me one way or the other. He walks into the room and goes, what are you doing here? I said, well, I'm in love with your daughter, and I want to marry her, and I'd like your blessing, I'd like your permission. I came over here to talk. If you have any questions, you want to talk about stuff. He looks at me and goes, I don't care what she does. Turns around and leaves. So, Chris, for $4.99 for the kids' family animal. Oh, God, they stink, but best of luck to the youngster. Now you told me that goats stink. Now I don't want one. Chris, thanks for that, Sellers. You're killing me, Smalls. Okay. So he leaves the room. I'm staring back at her mother now. I said, well, she goes, oh, no, he'll be fine. He'll be fine. He'll come around. I go, he's not coming around. He's known my whole life. He didn't care. So comes back out again in a few minutes. He goes, so? I said, well, when I ask your permission, he goes, I didn't need my permission. She can do whatever she wants. I said, yeah, I understand that, sir. But what I'm trying to say is that I would like to explain myself to you and ask your permission. He goes, you don't need to tell me anything. I don't care. Do what you're going to do and get on. Leaves the room, goes back into his bedroom, wherever he was. He must have waited a half an hour that next time before he came back out. And he says, what are you still doing here? Now I'm getting a little upset because I'm trying everything I can So I walked up to him and I said, look, you really don't understand what's going on here. I came here asking for your permission. Either say yes and I'll leave, or say no. But say something other than just get out of here. You know, I'm here with my hat in my hand. I'm asking your permission. You could at least give me an answer one way or the other. That's all I said. I wasn't disrespectful. I was trying to remain tempered, but I was a little frustrated. And at that time of my life, I was really on a short fuse anyway. I was much younger. And Robert, Drink Fund, my man. He says, all right, I'll tell you what. This was his exact words to me. You can marry her if she'll have you. Under one condition will I give you my blessing. I was like, all right, name it. He goes, when you leave here with her, when you take her and these kids out of this house, I'm assuming you got a place for them to go. I said, yeah, well, big house, everyone's going to fit. It's going to be great. So, all right, one condition, you have to take all of her shit out of this house. Done. Went to shake his hand, turned and walked away. But he did give me the blessing. Aha. Just one more for Buford Ulysses Carlton Kingston III. If you guys are naming the goat too far, I can't do this with you guys. Oh my God, this is just getting spiraling way out of control. All right, so where was I? So he says yes, but leaves me. Now I walk back in the other room where her mother is with the kids, and she's crying. She's, oh, see, I told you he'd come around. He said yes, he came around. I told you he would. I go, that's coming around? Wow. We really have a long way to go on our definitions here. So I said, okay, what I want to do is I want to go propose, and she's at work. She teaches preschool, and she goes, okay, you go. So, you know, I didn't have any great amount of money. I knew how much cash I had, and I calculated how much hotel rooms were, how much gas I needed to get home. You with me? So I go over to in Glendale and Burbank area of California, Southern California. They have kind of a jewelry swap meet. And it's really, boy, there's a collection of questionable items there. There really is. So, but the deal is you got to come in there and shuck and jive the whole way through. They expect it. They want it. So I picked this Armenian guy, and I started talking to him. And man, he was the greatest salesman I've ever had. He gave me a run for my money. We went back and forth about rings, about stones, and about this and about that. I knew she wanted a princess cut. And boy, we hassled out. I said, all right, I'll tell you what. I got cash. Bottom line right here. Came with a number. Now, you know, those guys like that, like, well, this ring is worth $9,000, but I'm going to give it to you for $2,000. Because he wants you to walk around thinking you got a $9,000 ring. And he's going to sell it to you for $2,000. And it's a $500 ring. We all know that. So I'm doing the best I can to negotiate this stuff because I'm a hustler when it comes to that kind of stuff. And you don't even try it. I am. So we go down that road. We get the stuff. I said, I'll be back in 1 hour. If you've got these diamonds set in this ring and set up here, I'm going to pay you. If I don't, I'm not going to pay you nothing. He goes, well, you have to leave me a deposit. I'm not leaving you anything. You want the money, you're going to earn it right now. I'll be back in 1 hour. Went to a flower shop, got 24 beautiful long stem red roses, which come to find out are the most expensive roses, the expensive flowers there are. For some reason, that's some money. Bill Rabbit, my in-law got a big smile, offered me a dowry, and said if I back out, he will erase my bet. Yeah, no kidding. Robert, Goat-Face Fund. Thank you, General. No, Robert, thank you. I'm telling you, I appreciate the money going to the drink fund, but I appreciate even more when you guys take care of the kid. You guys have done wonderful taking care of him over this past year. When he has a project, he has something he's trying to go do, you guys have come through with flying colors. Whatever you come up with, I match the rest, and we've all taken care of him. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. So I get the roses. I go back to the jewelry guy. He changes the price. Like, you can't change the price, dude. So I leave. I walk to his competitor. This is an outdoor kind of jewelry mart. I just walked. There's 50 of them. I'll walk to the next guy. I say, well, I got some money and I'm trying to do this, but this guy over here. So that guy came running. No, 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 no. Come back. Got it for the price. All right. So now I drive over there. Now I know where she works. She worked at a preschool, Christian private preschool, and it was in Burbank. And I know you women. I know you all say, oh, no, 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 I don't make a big deal, which means make a big deal. Okay. Every guy knows that. If a guy comes up to you and says, well, you said not to make a big deal, we just didn't want to, and you gave us permission not to, but we all knew that you really wanted a big deal. So I know right what room she's in. There's like 13 preschool teachers. They're all women. There's like 5 or 6 women working in the office. And they know she's been dating some guy from far away. And I was like 200 pounds lighter. I mean, I looked good. You think I look good now? Oh, let me tell you, I'd knock your socks off just with a wink. That's not true. But anyway, so I know what room she's in, but I don't go there. I walk right in the office with all these roses in a big box, and I go, hey, I'm looking for Gen X mom. Of course, I called her by her name. You guys know what room she's in here? And they knew with the roses and the ring box. They're like, oh my gosh. So they immediately call her room and tell her I'm coming over. They called every other room because every teacher was outside their door looking at me, stroll around campus pretending I'm lost. Where's she? Over here? Not over. Oh, she's over. You said she was. Oh, let me go that. I made sure everybody saw. The whole office, every person. So I knock on the door and she's like, oh my gosh, what are you doing here? I held the ring box up. I go, you know why I'm here. Now she legitimately starts to panic. She's breathing and she goes, okay, come in. And I walk in this room. I got there at a time when there are 17 3-year-olds supposedly taking naps, and they're all laying on their stomachs doing this now, watching what's going on. I politely reminded all of them to keep their trap shut for a few minutes and they'd get out of there alive. We're good with that. I sat her down on one of those really low tables and I said, calm down, just breathe. I said, it's all right. I handed her the flowers and she had the flowers like this. And I had a big speech prepared. And I want to tell you, I nailed it. I nailed it. Loosely, the speech was, I don't deserve you. But if you give me a chance, I promise I will move mountains for you to make you happy. And I promise that I will love you every day of my life until my last breath. I don't have much more to offer than that. But that much I can promise you. And it was longer, of course, but that was the gist of it. I made sure that I got my point across. Goat Fund. Brother Bruce. Thanks, man. Mahalo for what you do. Thank you. Appreciate you. So I gave her the space. I sat her down. She was holding the roses. Kids are all watching. Teachers are looking through the window. That long, narrow window they used to have in schools where you can look in. Now they're taller, but they were a long window and they were looking in. And her boss actually came through one of the other doors and just stood there. Like this. Not happy. I didn't care. And so I gave her this. I was down on one knee. She had the roses in her hand. I had the ring box. I gave her the speech with the ring box open. Gave her the whole speech. And then I kind of lowered the ring box and I had her put down one of the roses. And I took her hand and I'm like, so what do you say? You give me a shot? I won't let you down. Now, because I had taken her hand and I kind of lowered the ring box, just kind of out of habit to focus on here, she looks at me. She's crying. She's hyperventilating. She's breathing slower. And she looks at me and I'm waiting for her to say yes. You know what she said? She looked at me and now she says she was joking. Now she plays it up. You hear the story in Las Vegas. She'll say, okay, I was just messing around. She looked at me at that moment with that speech. I surprised her. She had no idea. She thought I was still in Oregon. She had no idea I was there. She had no idea I talked to her parents. I even went to her best friend. I found her best friend where she worked, and I went and said, "Hey, is it cool?" I went to her mentor. She had this guy that was our mentor, was a great teacher, and at the school we went to our whole lives. I went to everybody. Then I went and got the ring. Then I went and got the roses. Then I showed up and made a big production at work. I'm on one knee. I do this whole thing. I've been driving all night. I'm dragging kids with me everywhere I'm going. And I said, "So what do you say?" You know what she says? She looks at me and goes, "Can I see the ring again?" I said, "Yeah, it's right here." She says, "Okay, I'll marry you." I was like, "Oh, well, praise Allah," because that seemed like a close call to me, you know? I mean, she didn't exactly flip a coin, didn't let me know if I was in the running with other men who were proposing that day, but she asked to see the ring again. I mean, I didn't slouch on the ring, but I didn't have, 20 grand in my pocket. I did something personal that I thought she wanted to. So she said yes. There's your proposal story, Mrs. Forwat, and it expounds from there. And I left out the part about going to her mentor and going to their friend, but that's the crux of it. I will tell you one thing: U-Haul trucks. Now they have little mini ones in those Toyotas. No, not that, and not the big international ones with the international engines. No, not those, but the mid-size ones, the ones on the Ford chassis, the GM chassis. The good. I rented one of those to get her stuff out of her parents' house. 2.5 truckloads of stuff that I agreed to take with me. And her dad just sat there sipping a beer on a Saturday, watching me load that stuff up, laughing his ass off. I remember at the last load, I walked up to him and said, "Never mind, I don't want her. You can have all the stuff back." I was kidding, but I want to see his reaction. He was almost shocked, like, "What?" Oh, so anyway, all right, I'm gonna scroll to the bottom right now. I know I missed a bunch of stuff. Mrs. Forwatton, tell me that I exceeded your expectations, because there's your story. How many people did we lose? Are we down to 10 people left in the room from hearing the proposal story? Yeah, I bet she does have some of that stuff. She does. True. Yeah, it is. I'll tell you, here's a story. You guys show up in Vegas, you bust her balls about this. So we're doing this, and I'm moving, and I got a big house in Central Oregon. I come home. She wanted to stay up there with me with the kids for some time to do some stuff up there. And I rented a big dumpster. And when I mean big, I mean it's like 20 feet long by 8 feet wide and 5 feet deep. This isn't a dumpster with a lid you find outside of Chili's. This was one they had to roll up on a big flatbed truck and with a crane to get it in and out. And I said, "I'm just going to throw stuff away." I went to work. I came home from work. I pulled up in front of my house. That entire day, you know what she did? She went through my house, my stuff, my belongings, and filled 20 feet by 8 feet by 5 feet high over. It was overfilled with my stuff. She chose what was important to keep and throw out. I was so pissed, I can't even tell you. I jumped in that thing, started going through stuff, looking, trying to find my stuff. She threw away everything she didn't want from my house. True story. Oh, man. Vegetarian old Indian word for bad hunter. That's funny. I didn't hear that before. All right, you guys. So there's a story for you. I was so mad. I took her upstairs, shut the door, very calmly got in her face and said, "If you go through my shit I've been collecting for the past so many years, and you throw it out because you don't like it, I'm going to put you in the dumpster. This is my shit." They came, they hauled it away the next morning and put down another one. And when I came home the second day, it was half filled. And that's how my marriage has gone, the story of my life. It's a good thing she's really pretty. I tell her that all the time. I get mad at her and I say, "It's a good thing you're cute." Because, man, you'd be out of here. It's a good thing you're pretty. That's what I tell her. Oh my God. All right. So you guys, Alex is tuning in tipsy. All right. I'm going to drink another one. Who cares anymore? We're already going over the line. It's just a question before I say shit I shouldn't say. All right. Yeah, Two Bear. There's probably some AOL. I pulled them all out. You saw me have those. I got my AOL disc. I'm telling you. Robert, you match Gen Z FFA Goat Team at Goat Fund. Yep, former FFA member. 15 for the goat. The rest a tip for the drunk fund. I'll tell you what. Robert, not only am I going to match that, but it is $8.50. And now Allie's writing this down. Allie's not drunk. I am. But this is a true story. We're all on the honor system here, aren't we? Every one of us. $8.50. Between now and 9 o'clock, anything you guys donate in the next 10 minutes for the GOAT Fund, I will match. Maybe the next 10 minutes between you guys and me, I can call the kid and go, hey, just so you know, your GOAT Fund is squared away. You're set. Anything, we'll start with this one. Robert, you put in $20. Allie, if you're still there, keep track of this right now, starting right this second. Anybody who donates to the GOAT, whatever it is, I don't care the amount, I'll donate it. You can call Gen X Mom. Yes, Allie has a direct line to Gen X Mom. I'll match it right now. For the next 10 minutes, we're all on the same page for the kid. You guys are in, I'm in. Mrs. Fort Watton, great story. Allie says, read her messages. Okay. Holy shit. Harley had $10, no comment. Chad Young, I did that. Purple Hearts, I did that when I went back. Young Wilson, Drink Fun, I did that. Eric Leroy, $5 for the damn goat eats. All the nations leave. I missed Eric Leroy's. I did. $1.99 for Robert, no comment. Did I miss that one? Ace Diamond, $2 at Gen X Mom drink. I did that. I told him I wasn't going to drink. Allie, can't type all of these anymore. Check your text. Jesus Christ. What do I have to do? Allie, you're really making my job hard here. Allie, one of us has to run the show. One of us has to run the program. I can't sit here and have you trying to babysit me. Oh, my God. Yeah, Buford Fund from Christopher Herbert, $1.99. Got it? Christopher Herbert, $10 for Gen X Mom. No, $1.99 Gen X Mom. I'm sorry I missed those. Bill Ravitt, got an in-law big smile. I read that one. Christopher Herbert, Drink Fund. Robert Barnhouse, Goatface. I read that one. Christopher Herbert, $1.99 for the Allie Fund. No, Allie doesn't get a fund. I'm not reading that anymore. I'm done. All right, what do we got here? What did I miss? Hold on. Hold on. Where was I at? Okay, so Robert Barnhouse had $20 for the goat. Ace Diamond, $10 for the goat. Allie, write these down. I'll match it. Fernando Fernandez to Mr. Horns. All right, Fernando, I'm in, baby. $5 on that one. Brian Buckhorn, the Goat Fund, $4.99. Bill Ravitt for Buford Mutton Chops, $10. I'm in. I can handle that. Joe Haiti, Goaty McGoat. I can do that one too. Oh, Mrs. Fort Watton, match this, General. God damn, she did $50. All right. I'm in. I'm going to have to cash in all my aluminum cans, Mrs. Fort Watton, but what the hell, babe? You said it. I'm in, girl. I'm with you. Stephen C., $4.99. Stephen C. did not say that it went to the Goat Fund, everybody. Pay attention. He didn't say the Goat Fund. He didn't. Look, man, you guys are killing me. I gotta take it where I can get it here. Stephen C., what's the next one? Just one more Goat Fund, $10. I can handle that. I'm good. I can cover. Matthew, the Regal Eagle. God bless you and your family. You're lucky or you're cute. You're lucky you're cute, Gen X Mom. Yes, she is lucky because I'd have thrown her out in her ear so many times. I mean, if she wasn't just absolutely adorable, this would have been over a long time ago. I'm telling you. What I miss here? Oh, Robert Barnhouse for the kid goat. Mr. McGoat, salute to you and Gen X Mom. Wow. Okay. Now we're getting up there. You guys are going to start. You're going to make my butthole pucker pretty soon. All right. I'm with you. I can cover you. The superintendent, you have to name it after. You have to name it after her dad. Yeah. Oh my God, that's brilliant. We should name the goat after her dad. that would piss him off entirely. That'd be great. I am so going to try to enter that into the competition of life. $4.99 for Buck the short coat. Lionheart, come on, man. Bradley Wellington III, if you please, for Buford mutton chops, if you please. All right, hold on, you guys. Two Bear, I thought we were friends, man. I love you, and you know Gen Z Kid personally. I mean, you know him, and he knows you. The more important part is you know me. You're really putting me behind the 8 ball with this shit. Two Bear, thought we were friends, man. I love you, but Jesus. All right, I'm in. I still got that much cash. I'm okay for the moment. Steven C, another $4.99. This $5 goes to the Goat Fund. Bill Rabbit, Goat Fund to tip one. Bill. All right, Bill. But it's going to be a shot. It's going to be a light shot, Bill. All right, because now I don't even know I'm going to be able to walk upstairs. Bill, I'm tipping one back, and I'm still counting the Goat Fund story. I'm going to have to ask Allie off the record where the total is. I don't even want to know just yet. All right, so hang on. All right, Bill, I'm back, baby. What do we got next? Buddha Bruce for the Goat Fund, another $10. My man, you guys are coming through for Buford. Oh, man. It's all pink. That means it's $50, and it's got a picture of Harley on it. I'm sorry I put you in a timeout today, Harley. I know Two Bear got you out of the timeout, but God damn, Goat Fund is climbing. Jesus, H-tap dancing Christ. I got 4 minutes left to eat all this. I got 4 minutes left. Let's talk about something else for the next 4 minutes. Let's have some sort of naked story or something that gets you boobs. Boobs, 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 boobs. There. Now let's you guys are getting close to good God. Lionheart's even jumping in. Lionheart, we were so good. We were getting along so famously. You were the one guy who hadn't, and now you 20 more bucks. No, boobs. We're talking about boobs. So there you go. I don't know what to tell you anymore. Oh. All right, so we got 3 more minutes left. All right, so Eric Leroy, $20 for the goat. No, and so I want to tell you guys a story. If we could stop donating just for 3 more minutes for Robert for the Goat Fund, gentlemen, for the Winds Following the Seas. 3 minutes left. I know, $5. So I was going to tell you guys a story, but it's kind of hard to tell you the story when you donate into the Goat Fund. So there I had a story, and you guys have fumbled me all up. Come on, we got about 2 minutes left here, so let's just hold off for two more minutes. There's a story, and it had to do with boobs and lots of them. God damn it. Bill Rabbit, what's your best Sturgis episode? Whoa. Yeah, Sturgis. You guys have never asked me about Sturgis, ever. And I've been there 3 times. And I took Gen X Mom 1 time. Yes, I did. Bill, what a weird thing to pop out of nowhere. Stoic Steel, $2 to Goat Fund. Mrs. Brandy, $7 to Goat Fund. I can't. Okay, so we're gonna tell the Sturgis story. If everyone could just, you guys are really gonna just fucking crucify me with the Goat Fund thing, man. And just so you know, I'm not fucking around. Whatever the number comes out to be, I'm going to match it. If you guys are willing to do it, then I'm willing to. I don't care if I have to whore Gen X Mom out on a street corner on Hollywood and Vine. If that is a sacrifice I'm willing to make, if we have to get there, if nothing, I'm a giver. Give until it hurts. Kidding you guys. I'll fucking get there, I promise. Holy shit, Jamie Smith, where the fuck have you been tonight? Jamie, I've been carrying the whole goddamn program the whole time you've been. Where have you been? It's been 2 hours. I had to do this all by myself. What the hell, man? Goat Fund answer emails from Mel. Number 6 fingers will do it, but she's mad. Hey, she wants to take a picture with just 6 fingers, so I know it's really her. I'm good. I'm not asking for any naked, just a regular, just 6 fingers, so I know that you're not just pulling some picture off the internet, my fine feathered friend. That's all I'm asking for. Just a regular, just prove who you are. I'm not No, I'm not asking. Now I have thoughts, but I'm not asking. Where am I at here? What I miss? Hold on. Let's go back. Jamie Smith, big, long time sponsor of the program. Frank Blee, Goat Fund, $10. Hey, Frank, thanks for keeping it real. Ricky, $10. Thanks, man. I appreciate you not busting my balls too bad on that. Mrs. Fort Watton, Goat Fund, how much longer? 1 minute. 1 goddamn minute, Mrs. Fort Watton. Chris K, you're going to need another drink. Love you, the family general. This is for the Goat Fund. Crank it up, fuckers. Adam Sandler, the talking goat. Chris K, I know right where you went with that one. We're on our last minute. Harley for the Goat. Alan, 15 for the Goat. Or 10 for the Goat. 5 for the Whiskey Fund. All right, I'm pouring my last. It's 9 o'clock. That's it. We're done. 9 o'clock. Oh, you guys hear my breath? You feel my heart? I'm gonna ask Allie to calculate that shit quietly. Oh, we'll see where we ended up. Oh, for Christ's sake, Christ in a cartoon. You guys, I know you're Josh. Well, it is technically till 9. Okay, I'll let that one go. But Mandy, stop doing that. Okay, we're done. Thank you. I promise you a coat. Listen, I know it was in good fun and jest. You guys love trying to give me a heart attack. So to hell with each and every one of you. I'd like to say that personally. But I want you to know that every time you guys have stepped up for the kid, it's been amazing. Whatever it comes out to be, I promise you, I will write a check for the same thing. We'll put that kid out in front with the things he needs to do. And there's a lot to it. There's a ton to it. It's not just the gas money getting back and forth to where the goat is. It's the housing. It's the vet. It's buying the goat. It's all the stuff he's got to do to make it. And, it's getting his uniform pressed so he doesn't look bad like some of the other kids do. They have wrinkled stuff. He looks sharp. There's a bunch to it when he goes to present. You guys will see the video. You guys will see the video of the goat, the stuff as it goes along. And when he goes to show his goat, when he prances it around, you guys will be there. Maybe I'll even do it live. Gen X Mom has done those live before on Facebook years ago with our other daughter who did pics. She can just show you here we are. You guys can see it. You guys are just as much a part of it as anybody. And I guarantee he appreciates every single one of you. He knows every one of you by name just like I do. He really does. Oh, you guys certainly know how to take care of a kid. Maddie B, just thought Bush bought a couple bottom of the shot glasses, General Whiskey Fund, sir. Thank you. And I know we're running out of those, but I'm glad you got one. I really am. Christopher Herbert to the Boob Fund. What is a boob fund? What is the boob fund? What are we supposed to do? Collect money and then you get to see someone's boobs? How would you even do that? You couldn't do it here. You get banned. The whole channel would get banned. Oh my God. Okay. You guys got to let me breathe for a minute. You really do. Oh, Mr. Bump. She's asking if Mr. Bumfiddly was accurate. What did Bumfiddly say? Is he, when he threw out that $2,500? No, it's not even near that. They didn't even come close to that. If that's what you're asking, Bumfiddly just threw that out there. Even in my drunken state, it never got to that level. We got a few 50s. We didn't even get 100 on. So we got a few 50s in there that piled up. I'm guessing $300 or $400 is what I'm guessing. I don't know. It sounds like a strip club fund. I don't know. You guys want to? Mrs. Fort Watton says 605. It could be. I don't know. I don't know where we ended up. If you say that, then it's accurate. Allie's going to total that up. You remember she's got other stuff she's doing right now too. And now we're back to $5 for the Alley Fund. Dirty Knob says, save the money and random girl gets a boob job. Yeah, I don't know. I think stuff like that is better done when everybody's drinking in a room in Vegas, not discussing it here. Not a room. That's not the right thing to say. That was a bad way to put that. Like a bar. We're sitting there. That's different when you're in Vegas doing that. Can't do one of those things in here like that. That's not right. Wrong website entirely. Not that there is a website for Gen X Talks that has boobs, but I'm just saying this isn't it because there isn't one. Oh, wow, Mandy. Boobs and a pineapple. Mandy. Oh, you guys, I tell you. All right. So look, whatever the total comes out to be, you guys are really taking care of the kid. I'll take care of him. The other half of that, I'll step up. We'll make sure it's the right thing to do for the kid. It'll help him a ton with what he's doing. It may even cover everything. And that's a load off his mind, because of the things that these kids have to do. And I hate saying it this way, because we donate for the kid to do his FFA. He tries really hard at it. He doesn't miss a thing. But there are kids who want to do these projects. They want to do it, but they can't. Their parents won't let them, or there's no way they can afford it. There's kids that have missed out on some of the field trips and the activities because they just didn't have the money to go. There's times when I've had money to pay for them to go. And I've told you guys this before. There's times I've taken some money that I've had and I said, okay, it's $300 a kid. Well, these 4 kids can go. Don't tell them where the money came from. You just tell them that it was part of a fund and they got to go. They've never known who gave them the money or why, but there's kids that get to go. They've been doing this for, I don't know, maybe 8 or 10 years as all my kids began to go through high school and did these things, whether they couldn't afford part of their uniforms for what they were doing, or they couldn't afford the equipment for some project or a field trip they were going on. If there was a way for me to help, I have. Just like you guys, just like you helping the kid, I've done the same thing where kids get to go. Now, the animal thing's a little bit different because it's more than just money. You could say, hey, we could all collectively tell the kid and 2 of his friends, you know how much money, you have enough money to buy all these things and do it. You can all do goats or pigs, but we can't make the parents drive them across town twice a day. So that's not something I can participate in, because you're creating a binding situation for parents that maybe they don't want to do, which is unfortunate. But for the kids that can do stuff, yeah, I help out when I can. Just like you guys did here, I'll match it with the kid. And if he's golden on his stuff, then I can move on to his next project. But yeah, I'll be up every morning filling up that truck with gas and driving him across town. Yeah, every time before school. He's got to go before school. He's got to go after school. You guys have a commitment to doing that? Yeah, I'll match it and I'll do it with you. And you guys will know all along the way. You guys will get to see what goes on. I promise. It's the least we can do on this end to show you that your hard-earned money in this time of inflation and bullshit is being spent in the right direction. You can actually see what's going on. It's a real thing. Mrs. Forwatton, okay, so make all the bikers happy and tell a Sturgis story. Mrs. Forwatton, I'm Joe Haney for Allie. Why don't you just start dating Allie, and then you don't got to pay all this money. Medina, $5 for the goat. We'll send it in. Michael Cheney, welcome to the bottom of the glass nation. Michael Cheney just rose to the top of the ranks. Now, Michael, you ever had a drunk bus driver on a windy road? Sooner or later, that bus is going over the cliff. And Michael, all you did right now by spending that money to be at the top of the tier of the bottom of the glass nation, all you did was put yourself in one of the front seats. I'm sorry. You did it. Now, when that thing goes over the cliff with all of us in it, we're all drunk and raising glasses. You just joined this thing sober, hit the button like, okay, fellas, what are we doing? And we're looking at you going, we're going over the cliff any minute. The next corner. Michael's going, shit, give my $5 back. Oh, my God. Brian, been a while, brother. Happy to see you again. Sorry it's been so long. Brian, the hell have you been, man? I almost quit the program and folded it up and called it a day. You got to check in more often, my friend. You leave me hanging here. Harley, Sturgis story, but the dollar goes to Allie. Wait a minute. Wait. I have to tell a Sturgis story, but she gets the money? You know, Harley, I love you, but I'm trying to think of a way to tell you how I'm feeling without being obvious. That's a real tough one for me. I love Harley. Beads, how much you get at Sturgis? Bill, I didn't get any beads at Sturgis, but I have pictures on this phone of how many beads Gen X mom got at Sturgis. Now I'll go there. All right. Let me tell you my first Sturgis story. My first Sturgis story, and this is going to be no Gen X mom, and very little nudity on this one. But my first, it was 1987, if I remember right. And I was riding a 1978 Shovelhead. And I think it was 87. Anyway, about then. And shut up. This is the Sturgis story. You wanted the story. Here it is. Brian, just because it's been a while. Thanks, Matt. I appreciate you. We'll get back at you, Brian. I'm cool. We're cool, baby. But thank you for chiming back in. Brian was a repeat offender a long time ago and then just disappeared in the Bermuda Triangle. Now he's magically appeared. I'm sure he's got a story. It always comes with a story. So, what I learned about Sturgis is there's about 500,000 people that show up at Sturgis, and they don't all ride their scooters to Sturgis. There's doctors and lawyers and stuff. They got these big, they fly in, then they have their bikes trucked in. And then when you get there, or they get there, they get on their bikes that someone has prepared for them, and they ride into town. They rode 4 miles into town. There's also people that ride 2,000 miles to get to Sturgis. Yeah. I didn't know it was an option to truck and trailer your bike to within 10 miles and then ride it in like you're somebody. I didn't know that was a deal. Miss Miranda, for a gallon of gas for the goat, $6. That should get me halfway there, Miranda. Thank you. Carlos Fagoa, Chivo. Carlos, what does Chivo mean? Is that like Jefe? Am I cool now? All right. So anyway, I didn't know that, I thought everybody rode to Sturgis. I didn't know that they had motorhomes, that $500,000 motorhomes, and they trailered their shit to Sturgis. I didn't know that was a thing until I got there. Now, when I got there in 87, have you guys seen, what was the movie? There was a movie that really reminded me of Sturgis. God, what was his name? Brian Bosworth was in it. He was a football player, and they did like 2 movies. Stone Cold. I think the movie was called Stone Cold. And there was a lot of similarities between Stone Cold and what you saw at Sturgis. Now, Sturgis was a couple weeks of badassery. Now, I remember in 87, I was 19, 18 years old when it happened. I was young. Thought I was the coolest shit ever. Turned out I was a small fish in a big pond. Didn't know it. Lori Ham, we're having fingerprint verification problems to send cash, so you have to keep it doubled. I'm not saying that word. I'm not saying that word, Lori. I know you want me to. All right. Okay. First of all, one of the things I noticed there was that for those 2 weeks or so, women go around topless, and it's no big deal. Now, at 18 or 19, I literally thought I had found heaven in South Dakota. Is that where it was, South Dakota? It was in South Dakota. Sturgeon, South Dakota, right? My brain's fried right now. I've been swimming. My brain's swimming right now. I walked around with a full chub the entire time. At 19, I could have driven a 6-inch spike through a 2x4, if you know what I mean, the whole time. I saw, and this relates kind of to that movie I'm telling you about. First of all, there was a few FBI vans just having a field day every day. For them, this was like picking fruit off a low-hanging tree. I also saw, I didn't know what a catwalk was, and they had actually built a fence, what they called a fence, which was kind of wide, so the girls could walk up and down topless on it, getting sprayed with beer and anything else they could throw at them. And they voted on them. Now I know that's going to be, there's a, Bill Rabbit says, I rode my bike to Trailer Week, Rapid City. Those yuppies would throw dirt on themselves. Yeah, they did. They would throw dirt on themselves and ride into town like they'd been on the road. Bullshit. Unless you're picking bugs out of your teeth, bullshit. Trust me. So, yeah, the catwalk. I know that would be like, there'd be thousands. It's just degrading to women and you shouldn't do it. It's like, okay, look, when you're in that environment, when you're in that culture, The women know why they're on the catwalk. Nobody put them on the catwalk. They're there to show off their nakedness. Guys are there to see their nakedness. That's how it worked. It was that simple. It wasn't. That's what happened. I'm giving you an historical documentary on what's going on for all of you analytical censors out there. And it was one of the coolest shit I've ever seen. Something I learned during that was that if you had anything on your jacket that resembled a color other than the American flag, people would grab you and question you that you are flying their colors and you're not part of their club. You never seen a dude rip patches off his jacket so quick. I don't care if it was a football patch. It was coming off because I didn't understand the severity of that. Now, let's be clear on something else too. Sturgis is run, engaged, infiltrated mostly by Hell's Angels. They run that shit 95%. And they do a good job. They don't fuck around up there. When I tell you that they run it, I'm not talking they're out there with bats. No. They're not beating people up. No. They are controlling the ultimate 500,000 person party, and they do a great job of it. Those dudes are some of the coolest cats I've ever met in my life. But let's be clear, they own some houses there. Their clubs own property there. When you roll in there, that's their gig. There's Mongols that come there. There's other clubs that show up, but it's very low key in comparison. Just so you know, that you make no mistake about, whose town that is during Sturgis. It's made very clear to me. And I'm not a prospect. I'm nothing. I'm just an observer. So another one I saw was these guys out in this field, and it was the southwest part of town. Let me get here. Bill Rabbit, any diamond patch or 3-piece patch, don't wear it. Yeah, he's right. Not just color, but he's right about that. Bill's not wrong. Bill's been around a little bit. If you knew that, then you knows what I'm saying. You got to be very careful about what you're wearing. When you think you're somebody, you're better off to be nobody, man. Just wear a white T-shirt and blue Levi's and have a good time. That's literally where you need to be. So out in this field, these guys are drunk, and it's getting to be dusk. And guy puts a beer can on his shoulder. Other guy across the way shoots the beer can. I seen a dude shoot a guy in the shoulder. Just 22s. They're just 22s. They're plinking. Nobody's got the hog legs out, but they're little. But I saw them shoot each other on accident playing these games. The best one I ever saw, this cat put a full beer can between his knees. A dude probably 30 yards away turned his back to the guy, bent over between his legs, and shot it and hit it. Didn't even hit the guy in the kneecaps. Yes, shit like that. Now, in the other times I've been to Sturgis, that shit was no longer happening that I saw. But in the 80s, this is what was going on. And I mean, the promiscuous activity was not hidden. Things going on in vans with mattresses, and the doors were open. That was it. Some of the best times that I had in Sturgis were hanging out in the places you weren't supposed to be. And it was the coolest shit ever. Just so you know. So that was my first experience at Sturgis. I didn't know that doctors and lawyers trailered their bikes up there and then rode into town pretending. I didn't know that this level of tomfoolery was going on until I saw it. And I had no idea that boobs came in so many shapes and sizes. I had no idea. And there were so many ways. The big thing was painting, on that. Yeah, fine. You can still see it. I did. I still see it. And it was still true with the painting and the exposure when Gen X Mom and I went there. But you didn't ask for that story. You asked for a story. I told you my first story. I told you part of my first story, just so you know. So there's that. And shouldn't even have told that story. All right. So there's There's part of the first story that ever went to Sturgis on a 78 Shovelhead in 19, I think it was 87. Bill Rabbit says, amen, brother. Bill, for all the people that have no idea what being patched over means, we're in it together, Bill. Josh, yes, that's tomfoolery. Josh, wait, what? We did the boobs thing, man. Brian says, so they were studying diligently in the van, I assume. Yeah, they Brian, I think that the things that I would like to tell you that I walked by the van and glanced in and could assume they were studying biology or human anatomy, but it was more like I was staring in the van, witnessing rudimentary artistic filming habits. There you go. You guys, I'm telling you, no, Mrs. Forwatten, 3 drinks. I can't go anymore. I cannot. Tomash, you're leaving? Tomash is all the way from Israel. He is our, I would say he's our token Israeli, but he is our badass Israeli. He is on the front line. That is a fucking cool cat. He's not a token. He's a fucking king chess piece. That's Tomash. He's a king chess piece. Yes. Don't you guys forget that. Okay. Oh my gosh. You guys got to tell me. You guys got to tell me that we're stopping on here. Richie says anybody that talks bad about you is totally misguided. Richie, I don't know if you're talking about me or someone else in here, but Richie, I get shit thrown at me all the time. I get emails and shit. The more that I talk in the live stream and the more slices the kid puts up, if you guys don't know what Gen X slices are, go look on his YouTube channel. He'll take a slice of a story from here and he'll make it a slice and put it up there. And he has to delete comments all day long. The shit that I get for talking about being me or how I feel or what I'm thinking, it's amazing the shit that we get from that. I can't even tell you. And it's all directed at me. It's never directed at him. Every now and then it is at him. Every now and then he gets a little shit, but not often. Most of it's about me, that I'm full of shit and that I'm the worst example of a human, an American, a patriot, a person. I get that shit all day long. The kid hides it from me. Let's be honest. He doesn't roll me up and read me everything that's out there. I know how to look some stuff up now. It's taken me a long time to get tech savvy, but I look some stuff up. I see what's going on. I'm pretty thick skinned about it, but it's amazing how many people hate that we've all had experiences, Gen X and you guys and me. You guys have done crazier and cooler shit than I have. Some of you done less, some of you done more. But we're all grown up. We're all adults. We've made our own decisions. We're living with them. And by God, if we ever talk about it, we're getting squashed, man. You're getting cancel cultured. The only thing that stops him so far of getting canceled is that even though, and I mean thousands of people turn him in on TikTok, on YouTube, on Facebook, on Instagram. The only thing that has saved us is the conversations when they're like, hey, you shouldn't say, what the fuck do you think we're about? What when it says Gen X Talks, did you think Gen X Talks was a nursery program? Do you think this is Romper Room Part 2? You think I'm the commercial that comes in after an ABC after school special? No. This is what we're tuning in for. It's just real life shenanigans, man. It's just the way we were grown up. It's a historical document on a lot of cool shit. What are you fucking against that we lived? And a lot of times they let it pass. Now that there's so many videos, there's so many shorts, there's so many TikToks, the kid gets a little leeway with people complaining to the authorities. The authorities come back now and go, well, if you don't like the channel, move on, because you get where they're, we're okay. But boy, I'll tell you what, we've been banned a bunch of times. Yeah. Brian, $4.99. I've been enjoying your stories. You have an extreme talent, brother. Everyone I read, it warms my heart. You lifted my attitude many times. You know what, Brian? If there's ever anything that mistakenly comes across this channel that helps anybody for any reason, then God bless us all. Because if anybody says anything for 5 seconds that makes anybody else feel good, fucking A. Hang on 1 second. Hey, Gen Z kid.
Yeah.
Your dog is fucking making an amazing amount of noise out in the backyard for 30 minutes. Bring that motherfucker in and tell him to shut up.
Really gotta reward him?
I don't even not reward him. Shut him up. Okay, then go out there and shoot him. Grab my pistol and shoot him. Oh. Just so you guys know, that's yes, all of our dogs are ours. We have Roxy, who passed away, Reagan, who's this 300-pound German Shepherd that loves everybody, Riker, his dog, which is like a brown lab who's
husky.
Really smart, really fucking smart, and we got Ranger, who's an asshole, this Gen X mom's dog. There you go.
Don't know what I was doing.
I would love to know what you were doing.
My VR that you said I wouldn't use. You know, it's been about 5 months.
Oh, the goggles thing, yeah.
Yeah.
Please, I'm so interested. How did that go?
It was a lot of from Beat Saber. I'm just swinging my arm around.
Is that why you're all sweaty?
Yes. I was doing this. I'm going, and I'm playing this one map where the walls are coming at you. You have to like swing. I'm literally.
I wish you could see the stuff he's doing over here. He's acting it all out. His motions in this game. Oh, the kid. Man. Robert Barnhouse. This is for the Goatee McGoatface. When do we find out how much the community raised?
What's his name?
The Goatee McGoatface. No, someone named him like 12 words. Buford, and there's 11 words after it. I'll have to look it up. Buford, hey, Robert, the next time we do this, next time we sit down in here in a live stream, we'll have all the donations figured out. We'll size it all up. Mrs. Fort Watton says it was 6 and some change. We'll do it, and I promise I'll match it. Whatever you guys did, we'll figure it out. It's good. Mr. Bumfibley, I hear Oildale is about the same size as Boonville. Y'all pimping the sunshine too. Oildale is every town I've ever lived in, and I've lived in a lot of towns. Every town I've lived in has the town they make fun of. When I was in the San Fernando Valley, we made fun of Pacoima. Pacoima is wrong with Pacoima, but we made fun of Pacoima as being lesser, whatever it is, Pacoima. When I lived in Bend, Oregon, Portland made fun of people in Bend. Bend made fun of people in Prineville. There's always a town that you make fun of. In this town, Oildale is the town that everybody makes fun of. It's just how it is. They make fun of their zip code. They make fun of the people. It's just every town has that. And this Bumfiddley's right. This town, everybody makes fun of. You're from Oildale. Man, guess what? Oildale's got a town they make fun of too. It happens everywhere. Doesn't mean shit. Brian, is the kid buff yet with those dumbbells? Yeah. He's actually been working out. He's actually trimming up. He's walking around the other day, and Gen X mom comes up and goes, did you check him out? And I'm like, no. Well, he's not wearing a shirt. He's actually getting some definition. Sure enough, as soon as she says that to him, he comes up and goes, come on, Dad, what you got? I'm like, why don't you take your best shot and we'll find out? He's like, never mind. Intel Wild, where the hell have you been? So how did the prom thing go? It hasn't gone yet. It's still a month away. There's all sorts of prep, and he's another thing he's saving his money for is prom. Intel Wild didn't go yet. You guys will get full details. He did ask. She did say yes. But I told you guys that he went into the house where he thought he was asking a girl. He was getting help from the girl's best friend. So he went to the girl's best friend's house and had this whole thing arranged. What I didn't know was that the girl and the best friend were traveling around together, and they were arriving. And I said, well, then who were you in the house with? He goes, well, I was with the girl's best friend's mom, and we were setting this all up, waiting for them to show up. And all she wanted to do was talk about Gen X Talks. The mom was like, is your dad outside? Can I meet your dad? We talked about your dad. How's Gen X Talks? And what do you do? It's so funny. I watch everything. So the kid is sitting there nervous as can be, with his poster in hand, trying to get set up to ask the girl when she arrives, stuck in the house with the girl's mom who's asking about Gen X Talks. I should have walked to the door. Hello. How are you? No, I'm Gen X Dad. You want an autograph? Nah. Oh, a picture. Yeah, I can do that for you. No. I'm that guy. Wouldn't that have been funny? I would have got my ass kicked and the cops called. What are you doing in my house? Oh, my God. I can't stop. Michael Chaney, $5 for the goat, $5 for Allie Kate. You guys need to quit giving Allie money. She's not worth a goddamn nickel. She doesn't do shit around here. She loses all the notes. She fucks everything up. She hits a race before she hits think. Dilly the guy just got home from work and you're still streaming. Time to get drunk with you. Dilly, I'm almost on my way out, my friend. I really am. Oh. Barry Dano, $20. The whole screen's turned orange. Too many offended assholes out there want to erase parts of history they don't like. Yep, including history made by our Gen Xers. I always thought we were supposed to learn from history, not make those mistakes again. Barry, then you and I are the kings, the poster child, the poster children of what you're not supposed to do. And I think you're right. I think they should put a shrine to you and I as Gen Xers with lists under each one of us of shit you're not supposed to do. Because you can learn from a bad example as well as a good one. I agree with that. Oh, Brian, I'm in Riverside. We got to meet up someday. Be a pleasure to kick it with you sometime. Next time you host an event, try to be there. Brian, you should have been there. Two Bear did a car show out in Fontana. Yeah, and we all went. You should have been there for that one. That's not very far from you. That was really close. All right, look. Okay. I got to go. It's been 2.5 hours. Did you guys notice that I didn't run out of breath this time? I've been trying to get to an hour and a half, and the chest pain stuff that, you know how you feel when you've been swimming a long time and you breathe and you got that, whatever that thing is when you get out of the pool and you can't do it, or the lake, you know, and you can't. So I had that after an hour. Now look, I made it 2.5 hours, you guys. Come on, man. You got to give me some props for that. I put in some time. I did it. And it's just starting to feel just a little bit odd, but I made it to the whole time. I think we're back on track right now. I just want you guys to know that I appreciate you guys hanging out. You guys, I know everybody floats in and out. Intel Wild, Fontucky. He's close by. I'm telling you, Fontucky. You got to be local. You don't know that. All right, look. I'm going to go. I'm going to say goodbye. So if you guys write the stuff in here, good afternoon, good evenings, and good night, I'm going to read all of them. I'm going to go back in there. I promise you. Thank you for showing up. Thank you guys for being here. There's a little bit in the bottom of my glass. I promise you that I will be back tomorrow. We'll do it again. I'm feeling like my groove. I feel like I've missed so many days being out. I'll try to go all the way up until we leave for Vegas. I'll try to give you one every night if I can do it. And I think I can. It's coming back. We had a great time tonight. You guys really supported Kid on his goat stuff. I appreciate that. But I want you guys to know something. And I want you guys, I know you're typing a ton of shit in here. I can't read it all. I will go back and read it. But I want you guys to know something. You guys come here with expectations and hope that there's some camaraderie, there's some communication. You guys talk back and forth, and you talk with me, and I talk back with you. And you get something out of it. You do. Each of you do, or you wouldn't be here. Whatever it is you get from showing up to a Gen X Talks live stream, I promise you, I am stealing tenfold what you guys are taking away. I promise you, as much as you guys love the program, you love the channel, you support the kid, I promise you that you guys mean more to me than I ever will to you. I'm stealing that from Vin Scully. I was there. He said it, and I'm stealing it because I mean it. I'm going to drink this last drink. I'm not even scrolling down. If you guys got one more in you, then great. If you don't, I understand. But we'll be back tomorrow. We did a couple hours tonight. Went by in a heartbeat, didn't it? Just a blink of an eye. There's more stories. There's more truth at the bottom of the glass. We are the bottom of the glass nation. We are the Legion of X. And there's not a ton of us. There's not. But for the ones of us that are part of the Legion of X, those of you that are extras out there, and you know who you are, this drink's for you guys. Thank you for giving me time out of your day. Thank you for helping support the kids' channel. All right? This drink is for you. Not even chasing it. No training wheels. No wheelie bars. But I will tell you this. I got to go. I got to run. I got to make sure the chickens and the dogs and everything are good. I do got to text Gen X Mom too and see how she's doing tonight. But from everybody here at Gen X Talks and from the entire Legion, thank you for showing up. Thank you for wasting time here with us when you could be doing something more productive, like your taxes. And from everybody here, I want to say good night. And personally, I'll catch all of you on the flip side.